Good evening and welcome everyone to the official coverage of Rainlight Racing's GT3 Series Season 6, second season for 2024. It is round one. We're kicking things off tonight here at Barcelona. As usual, Match Fit Entertainment bringing you the broadcast with myself, Davo, and J-Man right by my side here. Mate, how are you doing tonight? This is going to be awesome.
Mate, this is going to be absolutely epic. You and I have been waiting for this, funnily enough.
A few weeks now.
Yeah, we've missed our Monday night broadcasts, and look, Rainlight Racing back again. Season round one, season six here, 2024. So off to a great start here with 28 cars turning up for what is round one at Barcelona, as you mentioned. So really, really looking forward to this one. Some big things on the calendar for Rainlight Racing this season.
Absolutely big things, new stuff. We've got some new sponsors on board. We'll call those guys out. CROSSCUT, WOODWORKS, Carpentary and Joinery. Also Sim Blacks. Now, Sim Blacks, remember that name, guys. We also have, of course, the usual suspects, True to Life Racing Designs and Crossy 43 Hendo there as an affiliate as well, J-Man. But look, big things. Season 6, there is prizes. There is prizes, viewers. There is giveaways at the end of the season, and there is giveaways every round through this 10-round season, J-Man. So, yeah, plenty to come. Look, well, for starters, we get to the Sim Blacks giveaway straight up. These guys are giving away what is it? A GT Neo wheel.
Yeah, beautiful wheel.
Wow.
Great to see in the off season. The fantastic team over here at Rainlight have really gone about their business and securing some great sponsorship and some great deals going on. What an incredible package these guys have got going on. That Sim Magic GT Neo wheel is a fantastic looking wheel, and it'll be a great prize to win. Obviously, some terms and conditions around that. 80% completion, I think, is one of the validations for that, and then, but the idea around the $50 Prezi card, sort of spin the wheel or roll the marble deal, I think is fantastic as well. Every Monday night,
every single Monday night. So every round, they do spin the wheel for a $50 Prezi card, they call it. So totally random draw, spin the wheel, bam, anybody that's involved on the night, is, in for a $50 card. And also the wheel, J-Man, it's not the boys, the speedy guys up the front that are going to win this. It's not outright positions, is it, that's going to win this wheel? It, again, is a random draw for that wheel, obviously with terms and conditions involved. But so anyone
a neat little
could win.
Detail around that, Davo, just before we move on, is the fact that if you do win it, your name comes off the list, and then your odds get better every week throughout the field.
Too true. So awesome stuff to come. What do we got? 10 rounds here for season 6, J-Man.
Yeah, we have, mate. We've obviously we've got a mixed bag between 120s, 90s, 60s. So obviously starting off tonight here at Barcelona, we have got a 120-minute race coming our way very shortly. First and foremost, though, we will have a 30-minute qualifying session, and as per Rainlight Racing style, it will be a 3-part qualifying. So you will see bronze drivers out for 10 minutes, and then followed by your silver drivers, and then so forth and so forth. So basically you'll have your bronze out for 10, silver out for 10, and then your pros, your big guns, they come out for the back end of the sector.
Yep. Usually on the primo track too. So they usually take advantage of that. So
however, though, if you throw a weather card in there, potentially, you could get your earlier bronze, silver classes getting a better track if it decided to rain in the latter part of the session if that was the case. However, look, weather looks pretty good out here at the moment, so don't think we'll have any issues there tonight with that, Davo. But no, really, really cool to see. Couple of things to mention here tonight. Obviously, 6 sets of tyres out here tonight. There is a CPS in this race, so compulsory fuel for this 120-minute race here at Barcelona.
Yes, 120-minute race. Look, I suppose it's a good idea to put compulsory fuel in, or compulsory pit stop, should I say, in. But look, over 120 minutes, I suspect these guys will want to stop anyway for one or the other or both. Be interesting to see how this all pans out, J-Man.
Yep. Lots of cool new paint schemes, a lot of shifting around in the off-season between the drivers that we've all come to know and love. Different manufacturer joined the category for this season, so yes, we do see the Ford Mustang out there on circuit at the moment. So a few drivers opting to take that, and good to see representation throughout the field of the Honda as well. So a few Hondas out there this season, and look, a little bit of representation across the board. We can obviously see McLaren, Ferrari, AMGs out there. We do have the Aston Martin, and then we do have the Bentley. So
and a couple of Porsches. Just
a couple of Porsches in there.
Thrown in there for good measure.
Yeah, so no, really, really excited to see how this one shakes out. And look, there's a lot to play for. The guys have done a great job, as I mentioned, in the off-season. We do have one more car to the grid. I called it 28, but Damien Jones, a.k.a. Jarkus, has made the 29th car in the field just in time for qualifying too. So
excellent.
Good to see, good to see. So as we see the guys out there in this bronze class cycling up for their first flying laps, we will get an idea on who's where. Obviously, the story will start building as the season goes on, so make sure you stay with us right throughout this one. It is going to be an absolute ripper. If season's gone by anything to go by, this is going to be bigger than the last.
Oh, absolutely, J-Man. And bear with us, ladies and gentlemen, as well as we get used to the boys with their new liveries and just picking these guys out of the crowd. Cameras on Josh Nightingale at the moment with the Lightning McQueen inspired livery there by the looks of it, J-Man, in the McLaren.
In the McLaren, yeah.
Number 95.
So good looking car there. Good looking car out there, and look, this circuit, great racing circuit. This one, you know, we've been here plenty of times in the past. Around about 4.6 kilometres makes a lap, 14 turns. I think key points on this racetrack, obviously, you know, everybody will probably be pretty dialed into their brake mark at turn 1 by the time the lights go out, we go racing. However, always a potential issue for me for this one is the turn 3 right-hand sweeper is always one that we'll see passing opportunities, and I think potentially track cut environment would be turn 7 down the bottom of the hill there. Just that little runoff down there is always an issue. And
easily done, J-Man.
Yeah, so yeah, drive off of turn 14, really important. It's a very, very big front straight. We'll try and get some idea of what sort of terminal speeds. We'll see if what we can bring to you. I think we do have a speed trap. Yeah, we do have a speed trap on this track, so we will come at you. We can tell you already that Gunther Rowe in the 580 Mustang has already punched out a 271 kilometre per hour top speed already. So we'll watch that number as the night goes on.
Gunther in one of the Mustangs actually as well, J-Man, so one of the new cars we're going to see on track tonight. There's a few Mustangs out there actually. I think Gunther Rowe, Worcester, Craig McConnell, Webley in a Mustang as well, J-Man. I think we saw him pre-race practice shooting some pretty hot times in that thing. That's about it. So yeah, a few of them out there.
Just a bit of an update there, I think, from Firthy. Good old Firthy, just keeping us up to speed. It looks like, yeah, that would be relative to maybe seeing Gunther out there, actually, because I wouldn't have called him a bronze. So, yeah, 2 times 15-minute sessions, I think, is the call. So, Just trying to see how many cars we actually have got out on track at the moment, Dave. I see
So we're down to 12, yeah. So it looks like they've split it in half. Yep. So 15-minute session. We are down. Where are we now? 24 minutes to go. So another 10 minutes odd in this first
part. Yep.
Yes, first part of the qualifying session.
So 43.870 is provisional for Gunther Road. Now that is a great time. We did see a provisional practice time by none other than Maverick just prior to this live broadcast, down as low as a 43.0. So
yeah, not too shabby, eh?
Yeah, pretty sharp. So expect this qualifying session to be, albeit the first one of the season, it will be tight, and they'll need every minute of the session to try and get it done. But good to see Harrison Bella out there rocking the AMG Mercedes, the JB Weld car. Hopefully he doesn't need too much JB Weld on that car tonight and keeps it nice and clean. That thing does look fantastic.
It does. It definitely does. Very NASCAR-esque, the livery on that car, J-Man. So it's working for me on the long bonnet, the big Merc.
Yep.
So nice work from Bella. At provisional 4th at the moment, J-Man. Just rounding that final little tricky little chicane complex there and out onto the start-finish straight here.
Lots
up
of
on his Delta.
Yeah, lots of Delta screaming at the moment, mate. Plenty going on as far as the Deltas. I think probably one of the bigger ones I've seen is the Josh Nightingale car is well up on his time, but we're about to see that JB Weld car come across the line. And what did it do for him?
So Nightingale, no, well, I don't think he made any ground. Actually, he's dropped back now.
Yep.
We're played by, I think, Spence there as Nightingale across the line. No gain there, J-Man. Bella back out in the Merc. Oh, loose as there.
Yeah, it was pretty loose. He's still holding a margin, though, so it bled a bit of time, but he's still up.
Van der Venter bettering his time there that lap as well.
Yep, so 3 cars already back to pits. We've got Wadsworth, Haas and Spence, although Wadsworth back out on track, decided to grab some more rubber. What sort of times he got? It's got around about 7 minutes, 6.5 odd minutes, 7 minutes close to by the time. Obviously these guys all well understand the rules around the qualifying. If they've obviously commenced the lap inside that 15-minute bracket, they can carry on and finish the lap and then get out of it after that and let the pros go at it. Good to see Uncle Joe back out there. He's back in the McLaren.
As well as Damien Jones, D. Jacques there on track in one of the Lamborghinis. D. Kim, actually.
Daniel, yep.
Daniel here. Well up on his Delta, J-Man.
Yep. So we saw Danny Kim in previous seasons, and had good pace as well. So used to find that he'd be engaged in some good battles. So good to see him with a good Delta at the moment, screaming towards that half a second. Just dropped a bit down there at the final chicane, a little bit loose through the left-hand part of that. So only got to make
easily done.
14 on the way out, and he's bled a lot of time there. So just needs to tidy up that chicane, and the lap would have been a good one.
Row provisional pole sitter at the moment, J-Man, still out on track in the Mustang. Fantastic looking car there. Actually, he just pulls that thing up.
Yeah, and look, he just bettered his time slightly there with that last lap at a 43.812. So that'll put him in good stead. We've got obviously the next phase of qualifying to come shortly. Does Gunther go out for another go? 19.5 minutes, so he's about 4.5 minutes he's got to make his mind up.
Wadsworth. Oh, just that delta is just sneaking up and down a little bit. Depending on where he is on the lap.
Yeah.
Looks like he can get Gunther's time, but then he gets to a certain section and it drops back away from him. Very close stuff. He only needs about, what, 10th and a half or something. So he's working on that. Haas in the McLaren also. Flickering on our deltas. Bella again. Daniel Kim again up on his delta by nearly a second.
Yeah, Harrison Ballot well and truly up again. He looked to try and see if he can follow this through. He's just into the second sector at the moment. Car looks relatively tidy.
Yeah, it looks a lot cleaner than it was the last time we had the cameras on it, J-Man. Really focused there now. Row back in the pits. Wadsworth. He's got the 2/10. He's coming around the final corner here, J-Man.
Yeah, Crystal Bear.
He's got
I
this.
think it's a cut lap. I don't think it's going to count.
Oh, it is too.
Yeah. Oh no, it
No,
wasn't.
it's put him in there.
No,
It's
it
put
was
him up
legit.
there.
It was clear. It was clearly just I was just reading on my delta there, but no,
showed that on
Bonne's already
mine.
done it.
Showed that on mine as well. Bella up on his delta. Nowhere near these guys at the top though, J-Man. I don't think pace-wise. Or are they? Oh, geez, he might sneak into third here. He might just sneak into third here, provisionally, in front of Daniel. Yeah, and he has.
He has, yeah, beautiful lap. So the interesting part for that for me, for the Jacob Wadsworth Ferrari, is it's making all its time through the twisty stuff in the middle, because he is down 6 kilometers an hour versus Gunther Rowe's top speed. He is clocking in at 265 on the back straight, front straight versus Gunther's 271. So that car has got the aero working through the mid part of this lap.
Yeah, oh, look, those times clearly show that, J-Man. A few of these guys, we've seen them flicker on the deltas, but just not delivering when it comes down to the crunch. Spencer's car looks amazing, J-Man. That 420 McLaren.
Yeah, I was going to comment on that SSR McLaren earlier. I was watching it off cam there, and just very, very well presented. Love that as he just negates around. Looked like Uncle Joe had a moment heading down to the chicane. But yeah, that paint scheme very, very effective. So closing down to inside the final 60 seconds.
That's it. Craig McConnell actually tucked up in behind that said McLaren, J-Man. But yeah, just winding down the final lap for these guys.
Yeah, and a note too that Gunther Rowe did go back out there, and with around about 45 seconds to go, he's about to start a lap to challenge that Wadsworth time,
Davo. He's cutting it fine, but Wadsworth's still out there, J-Man, as well, and up on his delta. So there's plenty going on. These guys running right to the end. Oh, Jacob off. He's called it. Rowe out in the Mustang. The Guerrilla Racing Mustang here looks fantastic. Running hot. Flickering into the green. He's got a little bit of work to do here. It's only a 10th. Maybe a little bit more, fraction more. Or less. Tony Spence as well, J-Man. Up there, that would sneak him into probably third too, if he could keep that up. Look at the time from Spence at the moment.
Yeah, he's certainly giving it a red hot go.
As we had cameras on Gunther there, he was bleeding time. His deltas were dropping off, but Spence here, J-Man.
Yeah, he's going to carry this round too. He's just got to make the final turn as long as he's kept that half a second relative. So
this could be, it'll be third, if not second.
Third place
there it
originally.
is. Well, and truly, as the top brass will roll out. So the cameras pick up on Mav in a Honda for season 6, J-Man.
Yeah.
It's in the background there. Not quite sure who's in the Ferrari. I think it's a Ferrari just tucked in behind him there, yes. And then I think that's that'd be Matty T, just looking at the paintwork, just tucked in behind.
Yeah, Matty T in provisional practice was very, very quick too, Davo. So expecting to see some big laps in here from your usual suspects. Mav, Webley, I think certainly Matty T, Firthy finished on a high note at the back end of last season, if you remember, Davo. So
yeah,
expecting big things.
Gaz, cameras on Gaz at the moment. Gaz actually, aka Prue Tracy, is in one of the Hondas as well. So
yeah,
a couple of Hondas out there for season 6, J-Man.
Yeah.
Hondas don't get a lot of love, do they, mate?
Well, not as much as they probably should.
Well, in the right hands, these things definitely work. So the top brass out on track.
Yeah.
I think another new name, not new to us, J-Man, but new to the Rainlight Racing and GT3 stuff. Jordan Moss, I don't think I've seen Jordy in last season. Not sure, but Mossy in the 777 McLaren. Firthy's got a new livery on the McLaren, J-Man.
Yep. And
Firthy's Filthy Burgers.
Crossy rocking one of the Hondas and beautifully presented in the Sim Blacks apparel. So that car looks really, really good. Really effective. The black, and gold, black and yellow.
Now remembering, guys, Sim Blacks, random giveaway at the end of the series or the season, should I say, with a GT Neo wheel. Get amongst it. Get involved. So the Honda's hot tonight already.
Yeah, Honda's looking good. It's certainly looking good. So you can bet your bottom dollar that a fair few of them in it, the likes of Prune Tracy and Co. Crossy, that they will have a setup dialed already. These guys and girls would have been well and truly ready for the season to kick off, knowing exactly where they're going and what they need out of the car come round one for this 120-minute enduro for the opening round. And so who was that? So I just did see Prune Tracy. Okay, so Costas Macrolos has put that car,
Matty
T. Yep.
As they'll keep coming right now, we have actually got cameras on Webley as he runs across the line for 7th in the Mustang. Matty T, provisional pole position after one flying lap. Costas Macrolos, second.
And pressing on with the lap, he's approaching that 2.5 to 3/10 of a second up already, just as he heads down to the right-hander, start of sector 2 of the lap. Has got, I believe, Maverick as a carrot out in front, so not a bad chase. Oh, hang on, is it? Yeah, I think it is Maverick just out in front, so not a bad car to have out in front of you as a guide.
Oh, definitely. And Maverick clearly not hitting the mark in that first lap, maybe a slight cut in his first qualifying lap there, J-Man. So, but Macrolos nailing it and putting himself in second provisionally, but still has that carrot, like you said, of Maverick in front. And Mav will want to get a banker here, I suspect. Yeah. We're under 10 minutes already.
Both Crossy and Maverick's laps, had if they been legit and been on that number, would have been enough to go 1-2.
Yeah.
Both of them registering in those 44.3, 44.4s. Hang on, so no, apologies, they're a second off the mark. 43.5 67 is the number to beat at the moment. And we just have
So Mav coming across the line for 1. Makalos, I think he improved on his time, but didn't. Oh, and Hendo's got him. So Jacob's time, holding his own at the moment in 5th position.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a good time. I was watching. There you go, Maverick to the top on a 43.1.
Yeah.
So we do see a registered time from Mav in the Red Bull.
Yeah, I was just saying,
Honda.
yeah, Makalos, I think bettered his time there, but not gaining.
No.
On Matty T there.
No,
Matty T in provisional second.
there.
Yeah.
Okay, so other big movers as well. I can see Webley is on a better lap. He is just coming through the mid part of sector 2, coming down the hill to that infamous turn 7, firing up the hill through 8. So got a little bit up his sleeve, probably needs a bit more. These guys might be still becoming a little bit accustomed to the Mustang, because the first Mustang in the field is Gunther Rowe.
You would expect so, wouldn't you, J-Man? You know, like totally new car. We've seen some chatter on the socials about the new Mustang.
Yep.
I'm sure there's been the odd little patch here or there already. But yeah, these guys. Now, we did see in pre-race practice, J-Man, Webley did definitely have that thing up to speed. And we saw Gunther in that first phase of qualifying on the top of the list, or very near. So, as we watch Webley run across the line, slightly up on his time.
Oh, he goes into P2.
P2, there you go.
43.18, plays a 43.17. Now, I think Mav actually bettered that lap of his the last lap round, and he needed to. Now Webley's put that thing in the pits. What's he got? He's got a little over 7 minutes to bolt some new rubber on. 6 sets of tyres we talked about earlier in the broadcast. That'll be plenty here tonight, given the fact that look, they'll probably spend a portion of them in practice, and then the other portion will be using a couple of sets in this quali. I wouldn't have thought you'd see anyone use more than 3 sets in a quali. 2 would probably be, I think, the average. If you're going to go for another bite of it.
Even in 15-minute quali, J-Man, tend to agree. But yeah, plenty of rubber for these guys to fall back on.
Okay, just looking down, drivers that I would have expected to be up further would have been Steve Croston. So Crossy, obviously first lap out was a track cut, recorded time of a 46.2 would be subpar for Crossy.
He is over 2 seconds up on his lap at the moment, halfway through the lap. So he's making amends right now. In the Sim Blacks Honda there, J-Man, number 42. Watch out for that car. Steve Crossland at the wheel.
And also the other one is Pete Dawson. So Pete Dawson, not in the conventional white and silver livery that would become accustomed to CMC driving. He is now in a bronze and black Bentley. However, does have the big Dawson across the bonnet, and he is about to come across the line for...
what a tenth or so up on his time.
Yeah.
Not much going there, J-Man. So just getting his head around the Bentley.
Oh, okay, so we've had a bit of a shake around up the top. Maverick now on a 42.9, Macrolos on a 43.0, Webley on a 43.185, Brune Tracy still on a 43.4, and Maddie T is on a 43.8. She is the only one of those top 5 that I can see the deltas heading in the right direction.
Yes.
The other 2 are in the pits.
So Crossland made an improvement, still out on track. Dixon a little bit up on his deltas. Geordie Moss inside the top 10 in provisional 8th. Flickering on the deltas. Matty T only just, look, it just shows you how quick these guys are at the top, J-Man. Very little gains to be made. Matty T actually showing some pretty good deltas there and coming around towards the end of the lap here as well. So she looks like she's got about a 10th up her sleeve, which would get her in front of Gaz, I would suspect.
I think it would. Yep.
So if she can keep that up, and yeah, I think that, well, I don't think she'll get Webley, but definitely Gaz. Here we go. Runs down to the start-finish line.
Oh, very, very close to it.
Oh,
she got Webley as well. On a 1.6, 43.16.
Very well. No, very nice work from Matty T there.
Yep. And so Mossy's just coming round the final turn. He hasn't made any more of that lap. It was teetering on a 10th up, but ended up being a couple of tenths down. Just trying to see where
Still
Steve
got a few minutes to go there, J-Man.
Yep.
Smith as well, flickering on the deltas, early stages of the lap. Really hard to get a gauge on it that early in the lap. Ashton Hughes in a Porsche.
In a Porsche, mate.
It's not an Ashton in an Aston tonight. So,
yeah.
Thanks, mate. He knows I appreciate that. So,
yeah.
So,
it gets
well
harder as the night gets on, doesn't it? So.
It does. It does. So nice work in 14th, up on his delta a little. Dixon in what fantastic looking Aston Martin, J-Man, showing a healthy delta as well. And the boys up the top at it again with Makalos and Maverick both going quick.
Yeah,
making
both teetering on very similar times that they've just run, but flashes of green and then back to red, so they've really probably found the limit, and I think the limit is somewhere around that high 2, low 3.0, so that will be just absolutely an arm wrestle for the final 2.5 minutes. Webley's got probably a couple of tenths down on this lap at the moment. Prune Tracy's given it away for the now. I'd say that's probably it. Hendo with a great job in the 31 Aston Martin there to be P6. Smith, I'm not sure if that's Mitchie Smith. Someone can maybe on the stream.
I think it is Mitchie. Yep.
In 7th, and then Jordan Moss, good job there in P8. Wadsworth, that time from earlier is a great time to still be holding inside the 10.
Top 10, mate. Yep.
Provisionally, obviously Firthy's still out there circulating.
Dawson's still out circulating as well. I think just trying to come to grips with driving a car that's not white.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we are. Thanks, Score. It is Mitch. So it is Mitch Smith up there in P7 in the Ferrari. So 42.967 was the last lap for Maverick. So he's right on that. He's right on that high 42 pace. He could back it up, which he has done. Last lap for Costas was a 44.27. So,
and still another lap in it for these guys. Oh, well, at least Mav, he's on another lap already. Makalos, with 55 seconds. Oh, that's going to be close. I don't think Makalos will get across for another lap.
I know Ashton Hughes will get through for a lap, and also I believe the 88 car of Mitch Smith's will get through for a lap as well with 35 seconds. Yeah, here they come, both those two. Just looking on my map, I don't believe anybody else will be able to. No, they will be the last two to complete a hot lap here. So the 92 and the 88 will be the final cars we will see cross the line for this qualifying session.
Yep. Just sneak back up to Mav. Just looks like he's going to better his already lightning fast time, a J-Man, with a 142.9. The only car in the twos there in qualifying.
Costas got a 10.5 up his sleeve. He's going to be close. He's going to be
he's coming
very
across
close
the line,
here,
actually. Here we go.
It's going to be tight.
Oh!
There he does. 42.895. Maverick's got to press on with this lap. He's going to need what he's got coming out of turn 40.
Oh, he's got it. He's got it.
He's got a 10th. He's going to do it.
He's got it. right down to the wire. Ladies and
Beautiful.
gentlemen, who needs to watch the racing? We just need to watch the qualifying, J-Man. This is awesome.
And in that excitement, watching Maverick and Costas going at it, Maddie comes in with a beautiful lap to put herself provisionally P3 on 143.1.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
Hendo, so obviously Webley in fourth after that, Prince Tracy fifth, Nathan Henderson, stellar job, P6, Mitch Smith, P7, Jordan Moss in P8. Good qualifying first one up for the 777 car. Jacob Wadsworth, P9. That time he set earlier stood Firthy's prediction. He will be a pro at some point, so he says. Speaking of Firthy, he rounds out the 10, and Gunther Rowe, P11. That was a great job as well. That was one of the earlier cars to come out. So
second of the Mustangs on the list there, J-Man. Tony Spence, Aston Hughes, Will Dixon, Harrison Bella, Steve Crossland, Hemi, Bateman, I'm not sure what your first name is, Hemi, but Daniel Kim, Haas, Turbot rounding out the 20. We have more, J-Man.
Oh, we do. So going from there, we got Pete Dawson, 21, Craig McConnell. I'm not sure. So Mr. Amos there. And then Louis Van der Venter, Kenneth Worcester rounds out the 25, Adrian Kramer, Damien Jarkus Jones, Mr. Nightingale, and Uncle Joe Grimmer there to round out that field at 29. So great qualifying first one up. We knew it would be super close. I mean, look at that margin. It's just the smallest margin, 0.063. So very good qualifying.
Very good qualifying. What a fantastic way to kick off the evening, and obviously to kick off round one here for Rainlight Racing's GT3 Series Season 6 here at Barcelona, brought to you by Simblacks, with some great giveaways this season. CrossCut Woodworks, True to Life Racing Designs, Crossy 43 and Hendo, of course. Here tonight, J-Man, we are G'd up for this.
Are we what?
Yes, you guys should be too. We've been waiting for these guys to come back. It's been a few weeks. They had quite a big gap, actually, in their off-season as they went and had a bit of a to-do with the iRacing. So, look, great to be back, J-Man, here. Obviously, match fit broadcasting again with myself, Davo, and J-Man on the comms. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe, guys. You got to keep up with this stuff and hit your notifications just so you know what's going on. The boys getting set up on the grid now, J-Man, before we run around for a formation lap. Won't be long.
Well, this is going to be frantic.
So these guys just getting set now. A minute or so to go. Like we mentioned before, get involved. Get involved. 80% of the series. There is some terms and conditions to the prize stuff that they're throwing at you guys. But look, a giveaway wheel at the end of the season. You don't even have to be the fast guy to win it. And every single night, these guys are throwing $50 at someone. They're going to just spin the wheel. You've just got to be here. You've got to be on track, J-Man.
Yeah, how's that? I mean,
mate, it's just worth it all day, isn't it?
100%. Yeah, absolutely. I think, very innovative. And I think, a lot of good drivers out there tonight. And I think, if you can spare the time on a Monday night, get amongst it, because, we've been here many times before. We know what sort of quality racing we're going to get out of these guys and girls out here tonight. So really looking forward to this one. I think it is going to be busy down at turn 1, lap 1, though. Very busy.
Oh, you think so?
Yep. So fingers crossed everyone can get through that first lap nice and easy. And then strategy calls tonight. That's going to be an interesting one, just to
isn't
see
it?
when they go.
Yeah, when they go. Look, we do have a compulsory pit stop. It is a fuel, a dump only stop, but it'll be interesting. Like I said, it's going to be a very busy first lap. Nearly 30 cars on track here for round one, so a little bit of a learning curve for some. Back to business for a lot of these guys and girls, but yeah, going to be interesting stuff. Pits, you know, the mistakes can come, J-Man. It's either on the way in, hitting a stop, on the way out. There's so many variables. So yeah, always those a bit of a spanner in the works sometimes, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It does. I think, you know, there's a lot of drivers out there you and I have called over a long period of time. We certainly raced with and then called, and you know, even the top-notch 1%er drivers can get those 1%ers wrong. But
Yep.
hey, look, tonight, you know, something like a stop-go 30 or a drive-through or something like that will hurt. So, not to mention, you know, we're pretty quality-looking field out there. I don't know how much track cuts will be a factor tonight. But look, they are always somewhere in the background of these drivers' minds about, you know, making sure that they stay in between the confines of what is the racetrack and what is not. So many things to factor in, and 10 rounds, it's a relatively good length season, so plenty of time to make it back if round one isn't the best round for you. And I feel like, you know, when I look down the list and I see somebody like Steve Crossland qualifying P16, he hasn't extracted the best out of himself or that car, and he won't frown on me for that. He knows he's much better than that.
Yeah. And he knows he'll have some work to do here.
And he'll race forward. You know, watch that name, P16. Yep. Rossi is a great racer. He will go forward. So
definitely.
But for me, standouts tonight, you know, I could have predicted that Mav, Costas and co would be up there. But for me, Nathan Henderson and the 31 Aston Martin. I think Hendo's qualified.
Yeah, definitely. Hendo, Mitchie and Moss, I think, and Wadsworth in the top 10 in the first phase of qualifying, J-Man, to hold that top 10. Definitely all standouts.
Yeah, another one that's a little bit further back than I expected probably would be Will Dixon. So we saw Will, and we spoke to him on the podium a couple of times last season, and he's definitely a class act as well. So just coming accustomed to that Aston, and he'll be back up there.
As the guys and girls start to form up, the field is very spread out the back here still. This guy's going to get left behind if they don't get this bunched up. Rounding through that final complex of corners, J-Man. Very awkward stuff there, but look, a lot of stragglers there, J-Man. There is some time to go yet as they round the final corner here.
A little confusion on row 2 by the look of it, Davo.
Does look like that. Look, ladies and gentlemen, we're just about to go green on Rainlight Racing's GT3 series. Round 1 at Barcelona. We've got a green Mav with a good jump, but look at it. It is 3 wide in the back there. Gaz.
Brune Tracy, Gaz Eddy with a good run down the insides, covering actually.
Gaz, Hendo, Webley, all of them. Look at it. 3 wide, 4 wide in the background there, J-Man. Gunther Rowe right in amongst it there. Bella.
Everybody through turn 1 cleanly, Davo.
Unbelievable. Dixon down, like you said, J-Man just going to position there. Dawson going to position as well. A couple of those guys back a bit further than what we would have expected here.
Yeah, Costas re-challenging Gaz Eddy for that P2, so he lost his position off the start.
He did. Oh, look, and he's let it go there now.
Yeah, he got the run.
Webley
down there,
pushing in the Mustang, but also not as quick as he probably wanted to be out of there. Either Hendo tucked up in behind there. Matty T losing positions off the start. J-Man back in a 6th position. Geordie Moss holding 7th nicely. I don't think he's the only one that hasn't moved up or down.
Yeah, look, it has sort of just battled there.
Sorry, Webley on Tracy again.
Yeah, had a big look down there into the left-hander.
Plenty going on in the background here still, guys. Crossland in amongst it. But everybody filing through nice, very tidy first lap, J-Man.
Yeah, super clean.
Particularly for the first couple of corners at Barcelona. You know how messy that can get. Oh, mate, we've seen it so many times.
Yeah, so Costas obviously losing that position off the start and then gaining it back again. Looked like those positions changed a couple of times, but a strong challenge down the front straight from the Mustang. We saw the
Look
Mustang
at the
with
Mustang
incredible
go.
straight line speed. Can he
Down
pull it
the
up?
inside. Oh, Gaz giving space. Lets him through.
Look, he's going to be vulnerable here to Nathan Henderson coming up through this turn three.
Oh, no, Hendo looked like he got a little bit of push in the front there, so made him actually vulnerable to Matty T. So now covering. And he going on in the background, Wordsworth. Pass Spence. J-Man in the background.
There's plenty going on back there, and can just see Will Dixon in the background as well. Mentioned him at the start of the race. What would he do?
Crossland amongst it as well with Ashton and Bella.
Yeah, Harrison Bella in the front of that pack there.
That's actually Dixon up there in front. Oh, look at that group there.
Bella to
That's
the
Bella
inside.
passed. That's Bella passed on Dixon.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hughes.
Crossy's coming with. Or is it Hughes?
Hughes first, and then Crossy tucked on the back there.
So a little bit of a shuffle.
Little hit there. Sorry, that's just bumped. Sorry, apologies. That was Webley just with a little touch on Macrolos. No change of positions. However, it balked the pack. Gazzetti did a great job just to get out of that without that being a concertina. But it has bunched that pack now. That pack goes from P2 all the way back. Realistically, Firthy, and then a small gap after that to Gunther Rowe, who's had a great start to this race. So Moss with plenty to think about with the Firthy car right on the back of him right now, Davo.
So Firthy up a couple of positions and well up on the inside with a little bit of overlap on Moss. Has he got it? Can he deliver? Moss gives him space. Ever the gentleman. And again, side by side. Nice, tidy racing, J-Man.
Yeah, look, but Gunther Rowe is right there, and they'll be aware of how quick that Mustang is in a straight line. So
out of the front of Gunther's car here. Look at these two guys go at it. That is first pass. So first through. Oh, and a little bit of paint exchange. Yep.
Yeah, side by side action there with Gunther Rowe and Jordan Moss.
Not sure whether Moss actually knew Gunther was out. The Crossland pass Hughes. I think Bella going backwards as well there, J-Man to Hemi.
But look at the pack there, Hemi Bateman.
This is hot here. This mid-pack is next level.
Yeah, they all just lining up there waiting for a mistake. Who is that? That's the Haas car.
Macrolos back. Sorry to interrupt there, J-Man. Macrolos in all sorts of trouble there.
Yeah.
That's Gazzetti pass. Webley's pass. Mav just thinking, just leave all this stuff. You guys can deal with it. Matty T in behind that. Plenty going on. Macrolos. Big losses there, J-Man.
But so that sees the 26 car of Brandon Webley go into P2 provisionally, and look, with a little bit of an air gap, and they won't touch him down the front straight. So the ability for these cars into turn one to go side by side, we've seen it already, Davo. So, you know, albeit there could be a quicker car, get the overlap out of 14 and run down the inside. They seem to be able to go through there too wide. So
Crossland, Dixon, J-Man. Hard to know where to have the cameras at the moment. There is a lot going on track here, viewers. Very tight battle in that sort of back end of the mid-pack there. Just in front of them, you've got the Firth, Moss battle, and then not that far in front is that lead pack. So Firth staying in touch, J-Man, with those guys fighting so much. You can see how bunched the field is. You can just see it in the background there, J-Man. Wadsworth back, 4 positions there as well. So Dixon, Crossland and Hughes passed. again, you can just see him in the leaders in the foreground, so very tightly bunched back here. Dixon under pressure from Spence and Crossland. He's round Spence. Spence down a position. Crossland now sizing him up.
He's certainly he's not going in the right direction, but Crossy, we said he didn't qualify as good. He is moving. I tell you what, the big mover and shaker as well, I've got to say, is Louis van der Venter, up 6 positions already in this race. So Louis van der Venter on the move.
So Spence gets it just the slightest of breaths as he runs down the start-finish straight. There's no pressure, no overlap. Car's starting to spread a little bit here. After only 4 laps, I think they're on lap 4 actually, J-Man.
They are on lap 4,
Yeah.
Davo, you're right there.
Intense stuff in the opening stages and super tidy, mind you, J-Man.
Yeah, very, very tidy. Just got my eyes at the moment on the Spence Crossland battle still. That is absolutely shaping up there.
Yeah, oh look, Crossland really showing some intent there. The Honda definitely looks quicker than Spencer's McLaren at the moment there, J-Man. So again, Crossy ducking, showing the nose onto the inside as we look at inside, as we look over the back wing of Spence. Here it is.
Up the inside.
Gets the overlap, it's going to push Spence wide. Very awkward off camber, fast corner here. Oh, look, he's vulnerable now to Ashton.
Ashton and the Porsche. Yeah, Crossy to the inside.
Oh, he's going to get both of them. Here we go. Spencer's going to lose to both.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, good presence of mind from Ashton Hughes to follow the Crossy car down on the narrow line there, and unfortunately Tony Spence just got caught out wide. He couldn't get the car back across on the line.
Yeah, definitely, and bad luck there. Turbot also just back a position from Haas there.
Matty T sizing up Nathan Henderson at the moment too, so nothing wrong with the straight line speed of that Aston, but Matty right tucked in the back there in the Ferrari, looking for a way through down into turn 1.
Oh, and look at the brake difference on Matty T's Ferrari there on the Aston. Gained a couple of car lengths there. Very tidy stuff, but the Aston getting the power down.
Yeah.
Out of T3 there, mate.
Needs to. So that battle there as well, obviously Firthy just a little bit further back, but Mossy, Gunther Rowe still doing a great job there, P9. And then Mitch Smith also tucked in there.
Yeah, I just see on my Delta there, Van der Venter dropping multiple positions, J-Man. So
okay,
he's had a little bit of a faux pas, dropping down.
So he was in P17, currently occupied by Harrison Bella. Now Van der Venter back down to P25 and carrying some damage on the front of that 99 Honda as well.
Very tight stuff early on here, J-Man. This is a 120. This is a 2-hour race.
It is a 2-hour race.
These guys just shot out of the blocks like it was a freaking quarter mile. And look, again, I'll repeat myself. Very, very tidy opening lap from the nearly 30 drivers out here tonight for round 1 at Barcelona for a Grand Light Racing GT3 series. J-Man, intense stuff.
Yeah, Macross, Henderson, Matty T. That's one that just keeps coming up on my radar there, that there's plenty of intent there.
Hendo having a look.
Speed Trap Stu, I can tell you, Brandon Webley in that Mustang is holding the fastest terminal speed of the race, and it is, yes, it is in the Ford 274. And to give you a comparison over the leader of Maverick, who was somewhere around that 4.9 to 5 seconds ahead, Maverick's top speed 263. So mate, that just shows you where Maverick is making his lap pace in that Honda, and it's all in the braking and the turns. That Mustang is got a ton of speed down the straights, but just not quite working the lap. So Maverick, obviously best lap of the race is a 43.712.
Bella working over the back of Hemi here. Really working hard, showing intent there, J-Man. Plenty of battles going on up at the there, but so much action still down the back of the field.
Yeah, there is definitely. That is a good battle, and it's got Pete Dawson just tucked up in the back of that battle as well.
Yep, ever improving, and that's also
and
Craig
McConnell.
McConnell in the green. Craig McConnell actually looking for the outside move, or definitely.
Dawson very defensive down into 10.
So clearly Craig actually coming to grips with the new car as well, J-Man, like we would expect, I suppose, with the new car in the field.
Now, Prune Tracy's managed to go with Webley here, and you clearly can see from the graphic, Davo, that obviously Maverick cleared off, got that 5-second margin over Webley at the moment, stabilising all of them at the moment on those 44.3, 44.2, 44.3 second laps. So they're all comparing similar lap times, the top three, and they've kind of broken away. Next cab off the rank is the Costas Macrolos car, and I tell you what, that's where it gets interesting, because he cannot shake Nathan Henderson, and then Matty T, Nick Firth, Jordan Moss and co just tucked in the back, and Gunther Rowe still just staying there with that pack.
Oh, Hendo and Macrolos there out of the hairpin, J-Man.
Yeah, had a good look down the inside.
Yeah, so Macrolos just going maybe through a tyre phase situation there in the Ferrari.
He's super close.
Doesn't look comfortable at the moment, the car. He's just preoccupied with Henderson, all filling up his mirrors there.
Whack the mirror off.
Just rip that thing off, throw it out the window at Hendo, and carry on, man. So, but look,
and you look what it's doing. Matty T is all incentivised as well.
And Firthy's right there. Who is behind Firth?
Mossy.
Moss. So that is for the fourth they're chasing there. Very close stuff. Very, very close stuff.
Just responding to Stewie in the chat there. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what the dig is like. Obviously,
have a look at who's just tagged onto the back of that barrel behind Mossy there. That is the Guerrilla Racing Gunther Rowe Mustang. So another Mustang.
Yeah, he's kind of dropped the 88 car of Mitchell Smith
off,
there just a little bit in the last 2 laps, and Gunther's right in there. He's going to join that party. And Prune Tracy is absolutely monstering the back of Webley as well. So like I mentioned, that those 2 cars had cleared off away from Macrolos, Henderson and co. But yeah, definitely Webley's got something to think about in that new Ford Mustang with the Honda tucked right up and behind him now.
Yeah, look, all I can see is this, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars. This is going to bunch up eventually. Something's got to come unstuck. First smack bang in the middle of that battle, and as you mentioned, Mitchy Smith got dropped off the back of Gunther Rowe, but as this it sort of tightens up, Smith now ranging back up already, and it won't be long. This is close, J-Man. Well, I think I called a race on Saturday night that was very similar to this, but in a vastly different format of car.
Yeah, much different discipline was Saturday night, but it was very similar in the respect of the racing was super tight.
Super tight and clean, J-Man. Very, very, very clean stuff. So
yeah, a little bit of chat.
Going at it.
A little bit of chat in the box about the degradation of the Mustang tyres. So clearly a little bit of pre-season chat, or maybe a little bit more experience than you and I have got around what this package has got as far as Assetto Corsa Competizione with the Mustang and the GT3s. But hey, look, it's looking pretty good out there at the moment. And I'm picking on as well, when I look at the likes of Gunther Rowe, the car does look to be driving pretty straight off the corners.
It is looking good.
Webley's responded to Gazzetti at the moment as well, just this last lap. He certainly responded in the lap time and just keeping that margin, because Gazzetti was right on the back of him the previous lap, so he's responded. So no issues with the tyres there. A little bit of a wag of the tail coming off the left-hand hairpin, coming down the hill, heading out of 5 into 6, 7. So
So it's a little bit lighter steered at the moment, but look, these guys hard at it, J-Man. As we know, we just get the cameras on Haas and McConnell. They're Haas in the McLaren, starting to put it down. We've seen McConnell just tucked up under the wing of the Bentley of Dawson for the last few laps here. Oh, again, Haas just looking at the back of that Mustang there, but yeah, McConnell not able to make, although we've seen him show the nose a few times, not really been able to make the move on Dawson in the Bentley. Dawson, another one that J-Man you would have expected to be up the field a little bit further, just given his, you know, like what we normally see from Dawson. Maybe. And Dawson and McConnell across the line. Once again. Chasing. Crossland on Dixon. He's going to get this done. On the outside for the hairpin. Side by side. Crossland yield. That's not going anywhere soon. Crossland. Honda moving up through the field nicely. Gained a few positions. It always gets harder the further you get through the field, obviously. This guy's quicker and quicker. You can just see, as we look at the back of Dixon's Aston Martin there, you can see Mitchy Smith and Gunther Rowe and Jordan Moss. This is a very tight pack. Crossland isn't that far off the leaders here. The leaders would only be just coming across the start-finish line now. So, well in touch here. 20 minutes in to this hour-and-a-half race. Plenty of racing yet to come. Crossland in 12th in the 42 Honda. That would be the Simblacks number really, 43 Honda at
the ship
that.
is steady, so to speak. I'm looking at.
You're back.
You're back?
Yes. Are we back?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
So plenty going on. Dawson losing a position to Hemi. Just in that last corner as well.
Yeah, so I was just talking, Davo, just saying about, I feel like Hendo's strong suit is where they are right now, coming out of 7 up through 8. If he can get the run up there, pressure the Macrolos car so that he could try and maybe get the inside run into 9 here, and then heading up to 10, just try and sweep across if he gets an overlap and cover off the left-hand line. He dives to the inside. This is the part of the track that I see Hendo being the strongest. And look at that. As I said it, Macrolos makes a mistake. Hendo gets up the inside, as you were just witnessing that move with
Hemi and Dawson. We will pick up that one as well, JB.
Yeah. I thought it would have been a couple of corners earlier, but he did make it stick. So he just faked, Matty T into the side of Macrolos, but gets out of it. No harm, no foul. But I'll tell you what, that's really made Firthy hungry. It's an angry pack there, and Hendo's checked out. Look at this, Mossy even looking. Mossy looking to the outside of Firthy. It's all going on down to turn 1. Matty fires it down the inside. We've seen him go too wide. A little bit of contact there between Macross and Matty T. Come out, but Jordan Moss looking to make the best out of that situation. And does sweep down the inside.
Wow. Out of control.
So the last lap hasn't been the best for Costas Macross. He's gone back down a couple of positions.
Side by side again, loses to Moss.
Yeah, Mossy will just cover this off. And look at that, Firthy now.
Oh, Macross down the inside.
Big move from Macross.
Pushing. Oh, and there's paint exchange again. I think that is Moss and Dixon, is it?
Yeah.
No, that's Moss and...
Oh, and Rowe. Oh, and he tags him.
Oh, here we go.
And the guy's coming up.
Oh, that is Crossland coming up there in the Simblac's car.
Macross and Rowe coming together again, so it's just gone really, really messy there. That I think initially Macross actually rolled out of it to readdress that issue with Matty T. And it's just bunched up, but I tell you what.
So we just get out of the front on the replay here of Crossland's car as he comes around the corner there through that little bowl section there, and just there is cars everywhere. Everyone's pulled up short and tight.
Well, it was the other two cars arriving that weren't a part of it, and they were just had momentum. So I'm talking about the Will Dixon, Steve Crossland cars. They turned up, and look at this. This is Will Dixon on Jordan Moss down to turn one. It's got a big overlap. We've seen them run side by side down through here. Mossy's going to take the outside line,
and he will hold this inside line.
Yep, but
look, Dixon touched up.
Look, that's a byproduct of too wide down there. Unfortunately, Mossy, he does recover reasonably well.
Nicely.
Only loses a few positions.
Yep. Just a couple of wheels on the sand there. Back on track. Pointing in the right direction. Dropped a couple of positions there, J-Man, but hasn't there been a shuffle, a major shuffle there with Macross, notably back into 10th position.
Yep.
And look, Crossland from, obviously we were just calling him
P16 to P7, up 9 positions.
2 laps ago I was calling him in 12th, and he's in 7th. So nice work from Crossland, and look at that. He's got the Will Dixon, Gunther Rowe, Macross, Moss, Smith battle behind him.
Oh, and that's heated up too. That Jordan Moss, Smith, and then Tony Spence. Tony Spence looking for an inside move on both of them. Oh, sorry, apologies. It wasn't Tony Spence. It was... Just trying to see who that was. Trying to fire it down in the Porsche. It was Ashton Hughes. Yeah, he was looking for a big move there. He was looking for a 2-for-1. Whew, it's just got really very busy very quickly. So just looking on who's on the back of that. Jacob Wadsworth, so still in touch, P15, right on the back of Tony Spence. And that starts at Jordan Moss, goes all the way back from Moss to Spence there. That's a good little battle there, 5-car battle.
Dixon covering into 1.
From Crossland.
Crossland. Oh, it's actually Crossland covering Dixon, and that's Gunther. And Gunther's got him. Gunther's got him, Dixon.
Dixon had to lift through the turn 3 right-hander there. The power of that Mustang certainly starting to show. Tyre deg not really a factor at the moment. Oh, I just saw back a shot. I was just flicked up to see how Webley was going when I started talking about degradation on the Mustang, and he was proper sideways up through, looked like it was turn 9. It's like Hendo doing a great job here, P4. Off the back of a really good qualifying.
Look, he started that avalanche for Macross, really, didn't he? He once he was past Macross, and a fantastic pass from Hendo. But Macross just, look, he went backwards after that. Once he was sort of back in that pack, he had nothing for it, did he? Hendo had been fending off that this whole, it's been half an hour nearly, J-Man. So, yeah, once Macross was back there, he had nothing for it.
Now watch the Gunther Rowe car here on the Steve Crossan car down the front straight. See if he bridges the gap as they head down to turn 1. Look at Crossy, already trying to break the toe.
Yeah.
He's trying to break the toe because that Mustang in its own right is going to carry a good anywhere from 7 to 9 kilometres an hour faster in a straight line than that Honda down the front straight. And look at the closing gap. Look at the closing gap.
Unbelievable. Oh, a little bit taily.
Yeah, sideways off of turn 2.
Just compromised his run a little bit there, but out of this big sweeper here really does get its power down pretty nicely. And that's where it wants to get it, isn't it? Up into these straight sections where it can really stretch its legs. Again, very solid from Rowe.
I want to dial a little bit more TC into the back end of that Mustang to try and preserve those tyres. We are only about 28 odd minutes into this race.
It's a quarter of the way through, Jamie. It's a lot of racing yet to go.
Yeah, and you bet your bottom dollar Will Dixon will be ready to take that position back. Got his pocket picked, I think, last time round down at turn 10 by Gunther Rowe when that all went on. It's a pretty feisty pack going on in the back there between Jordan Moss, Ashton Hughes,
and
Mitchie Smith, Spence also, and then Wadsworth just still hanging in there as well. But who's there a little bit further back? I think that's Craig McConnell.
So we got Wadsworth, Dawson, Hemi, and then McConnell as well.
Mitch Haas just right on the back, and that Sky 66 McLaren right on the back of McConnell actually is Mitch Haas. So.
Smith on Hughes. Has he got the punch in a straight line from the Ferrari v Porsche down towards 1?
Yep.
Looking for an overlap. Leaving it too late. Ashton tucks in. That must have been tight, J-Man.
They're very comparable, 269k an hour top speed for the Porsche of Ashton Hughes and 270k an hour for the Ferrari of Mitchie Smith.
So he's still going. This is still going. Look at Smith.
Yeah, I like the line he's got here, inside line.
Oh, very nice. Very nice pass there, J-Man. Really worked on that right back from the start-finish line, really. Set that up. Got Ashton a little bit offline. Compromised his run, makes it work up in the braking area there at turn 4, or is it 5 there? I think it's 4, J-Man. So, yeah, nice work from Smith in the 88 Ferrari.
Just a quick shout out too to Maverick. I know he doesn't cop a lot of airtime when he's out doing these race stints like he's doing. He is currently out there at 8 seconds ahead of Webley and Prin Tracy. So,
we'll give him a bit of airtime, will we?
Yeah, we'll see what the car looks like. We know it's a Red Bull. It is a Honda, and it is fast at the hands of Maverick.
Yeah, it's carrying the number 3 this season, J-Man. But, yeah, look, let's give Mav a little bit of love at the moment in the Red Bull Honda. Number 3, Webley as well in the top Mustang in the field with Gaz just tucked in behind there. And look, let's give our viewers a bit of love. Thanks for joining us, guys. Again, Matchfit Entertainment, first round here for Rainlight Racing's GT3 series. Thanks for joining us again for Rainlight Racing's stuff. These guys never fail to deliver. Round 1 here at Barcelona. Give us a like and subscribe. Hit the notifications. Get in the chat box. We do love a chat, J-Man. So get amongst it, guys. Dixon on Rowe, J-Man. This battle continues.
Yeah, also Spence and Wadsworth really going at it as well. So very similar lap times for those two at the moment. And I think Spence has been sitting in there for a while now. This is P14 and 15. Just they are after the Moss Smith Hughes battle, so they're tucked in behind there. Can see them up the road. They are circulating at a very similar lap time, and if they can attach themselves to those front 3 cars, it'll serve them well, because we saw the attitude of of the driving between the likes of Macrolos, Moss, Dixon, Rowan Co. To the benefit of Steve Crossan, I might add, put himself in a right position. Mentioned at the top end of the stream that, you know, Crossy, I feel like well and truly qualified out of position, but such is the sim racer he is. He has worked his way forward up to P7, like I mentioned, up 9 positions. Oh, did I just see a positional change there? Was that Macrolos and Dixon? Did that change?
Yes, yes.
It did.
Yes,
okay.
Macrolos over Dixon.
Yep.
So we'll pick up a quick replay on that.
Yeah, copy that.
So Dixon actually just tucked him. Oh, yeah, that's a little bit of a shame there. Dixon just tucked up in behind Rowe there. A little bit too much curb through that little final chicane complex there on the circuit, and really compromised his run with Macrolos so close behind there. J-Man immediately taking advantage of that little mistake and through immediately.
Yeah, just that's all it takes, you know, like just that car breaking away from the racetrack would have obviously got all the electronics going, the traction control and the stability control and stuff would have been all active and would have been little to zero, probably power being put through the drive chain of that thing at that moment, and that was all that Macrolos needed to tuck the car up the inside into 14 and get the job done. So, and he's right on the back of Gunther Rowe now, who we saw a couple of times inside a couple of laps ago get very, very sideways. So maybe just to had an opportunity just to cool that tyre off and try and look after it. You know, we've got the likes of Steve Rees, Stewie and Co all agreeing on the chat box that Mustang's tyre may not be in a comfy space with about 20 minutes to go of the stint. So
look, again, you see a Rose car very sideways out of the final corner there, which isn't particularly heavily loaded there, and down into 1 here. But yeah, just looking a little bit awkward at the moment, isn't it?
It is a bit. Yeah, you're right. And so I think he's going to be vulnerable. Costas, we saw the pace of Costas at the start of the race. Probably had enough pace to run with Webley and Tracy. Although, once again, commentators curse, he's out very, very wide. Not sure what happened there. Just looked to just push off a line very, very quickly through turn 3. So not sure what happened there. But the 1 lap pace of that car, when he gets it all hooked up, is very, very fast. I'll give you an idea of how fast that car is. The Macrolos car, his best lap of the race is a 44.8. Okay, so Gunther Rose is slightly better. 44.6.
Yeah, Gunther, I think, look, we did, like, in qualifying, it didn't look like he was right up to speed with the car, but as the qualifying went on, he must have made a few tweaks there and got back out there, and it was very much a different car, and got the thing in the right position.
Yeah, and Firthy on the hunt too at the moment too, mate. Talking about lap times and the pace of the car, he's tailing on the back of Matty T at the moment, 0.4 of a second faster on the previous lap. About to get an indication about what the lap times are versus the Ferrari and the McLaren in battle for 5th and 6th at the moment. I can tell you now, Matty has just crossed the line for a 45.292 versus Firthy's 44.815. So Firthy on the move, Davo.
Look, I saw Firthy in the Firthy Filderberger's car early in the race, really putting pressure on Matty T, looking for a move, but just could not make it stick. And look, he really hasn't been able to put any pressure on since. We are well over half an hour into this race. We just wonder how these guys, like the boys are saying in the chat box, how are the tyre decks going on these cars, like individually? So it'll be interesting to see.
Well, Firthy's I think it's okay, because if I compare the lap times of all our drivers out there, he is currently on that lap round. He was on Maverick's pace. Maverick did a 44.835. Firthy did a 44.815. So Firthy
he's on the money. He's on the money
pace-wise. I mean, the two drivers in front of Matty T Nathan Henderson, both in the 45s, Prune Tracy in the 45s, Webley in the 45s. So Firthy's heading in the right direction at the right time of this race. We have still got a long, long way to go. So if that's the sort of pace that that car's got at probably what you could call halfway through the stint, I think the car looks good. So don't change it, Firthy. Just drive it.
Don't change it, Firthy. Just keep driving it. And look, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, sign up to this stuff. Get in here and just drive it. Send it, guys. Plenty going on here in Rainlight Racing's Series 6 in the Rainlight Racing's GT3 series here. We're at Barcelona for round 1, but there is 9 more rounds to go, ladies and gentlemen. It is sponsored by Simblacks, so that means there is giveaways. We got $50 a race these guys are giving away, and at the end of the season they're going to spin the wheel for a GT Neo wheel. J-Man, this thing's worth a bit of coin. This is a great thing. It's not just the top guys at the pointy end that are going to win this. They are going to spin a wheel. You got to get involved. So sign up. Discord links will be in the description. Get amongst it, guys.
Sorry, mate. I just seen. No, sorry, you're right. No, I just caught up with Hendo. Was getting past the left car.
So we also have to thank CROSSCUT, WOODWORKS, Carpentary, and Joinery. True to Life Racing Designs, Crossy 43, and Hendo, of course, one of the affiliates. Just bringing all this goodness to you guys. So.
Yeah, Simblacks in there as well in a big way. So that's really cool to see all these sponsors on board this season, Davo.
Spence, Pass, Wadsworth, there, okay. J-Man.
Bit of a challenge.
It's a bit to and fro there. Who's that? Yep. That is Wadsworth back off again. So a little bit of to and fro for the boys.
Run it deep at 10, mate. He was down there. They just ran out of brakes there. So
yeah, definitely. The fight is, though, it is the Guthrie Macrolos Dixon fight. It also, just if you look in the background, is the Jordan Moss Mitchy Smith Aston Hughes battle. Yeah. So there's a couple of trios here going hard at it. The top of the field is a little bit spread down, and Crossland, J-Man found. Well, let's get a camera on Crossland, because he is just sort of pushed away from Rowe and just found himself in clean. He can focus now in the Honda and look, really good position. What did you say? Qualifying in 16th tonight. So well done, up in 7th provisionally. Still a compulsory pit stop to go yet, ladies and gentlemen. So anything could happen. We know what that's like.
Yeah, so just not sure what happened to Crossy there, though. Just looking at the margins, he'd say ran a 47.2 the last lap around versus Rowe, Macrolos and Dixon, all in the sort of 45.8, 45.7 bracket. So Crossy just suffered that last lap a little bit. Not sure what happened. Bit of a mistake in there, because that's a good couple of seconds off the pace. So he needs to just be aware of that. Maybe he's thinking pit stops at this point. I'm not sure.
Well, you don't know. I mean, look, what have we got? An hour, just under an hour and 20 minutes to go. Just, quick. Who was that in the chat box there saying that 777 car might have been Mr. Arrowsmith?
Yes,
saying the 777 car might be carrying a little bit of damage now. We have seen that car get some contact already this race. So, yeah, quite possibly, Stu. Good point. As he rounds that final little chicane complex there and then back out on to the start-finish straight. He has Mitchy Smith and Aston Hughes hot in tow, but managing to keep them at bay, J-Man. So doing a fantastic job there from Geordie the Moss, as we know him.
Yeah, and just looking at Matty T.
Another dynamic brought into the race, isn't it, when they sort of get up onto the back markers or the slower traffic and just got to navigate their way through it. Look, thankfully, I suppose, for the top group here, is they're a little bit spread, so they've got time to navigate it, isn't it? But it is a little bit like drawing straws, isn't it? You're just not sure where you're going to land.
Yeah, as we just see, we just saw Matty T round up. I think that was Josh Nightingale, and then
Yes.
obviously Berthie's got through as well. Hendo got through a little bit earlier, I saw on camera, just off camera. So no problem there. No problem there for both of them. But just looking at the margin as it shook out, possibly about 4 tenths in the favour of Berthie during that process of rounding that car up. So he's just around that 2 seconds, was about 2.5 prior to that. It has been as low as 1.4, 1.5 seconds. Obviously, like I mentioned, Matty responded with a 44.6, just banks a 44.8 versus Berthie's 45.5. So that is the difference when you're out there on track. So we might see that stabilise a little bit once they get into some clear air. They've got a little bit in front of them, just looking up the road at the likes of Hendo, who is the next car. He's got a fair bit of clear air in front of him. Next car up the road is the 37 car Bryn Tracy. So relative amount of fresh air for the next couple of laps for these drivers. I think Maverick actually had just rounded up Adrian Kramer recently, so a little bit before these drivers get to those ones. But yeah, Wadsworth probably just tuning in the wrong direction at the moment after we saw him with that great battle with Tony Spence, and now he's going to have Dawson and Hemi Bateman starting to range up on him as well. So pretty sure with the timer running down that certainly drivers will be starting to think about the stops if they're going to split this thing somewhere near that halfway point.
Yeah, look, it would definitely start coming into play, I would suspect now, J-Man. As my speakers just go nuts. Yes.
So, sorry, mate. I was just picking up on some stats. I was just looking at, mate, just crunching the numbers, and I just saw Bryn Tracy's just really fallen off the back of Webley at the moment. And then I was looking at the margin from Hendo and Matty back up to Bryn Tracy, and so they've definitely made some inroads. And I think it was Bryn Tracy actually responded that one there, but prior to that, so he's just run a 45.0 versus Hendo's 44.8. But prior to that, he did a bit of a crossy there. We talked about Steve Crossan running a 47 somewhere randomly in those laps. Well, Bryn Tracy also did the same. So when you see those odd laps that are about 2.2 seconds off of what would be their average, that wouldn't be a Deg thing. That's clearly a mistake thing to go 2 seconds off, you know, because Deg, we could probably at this point talk about maybe we've lost a half a second.
Yeah, it's tenths, isn't it? It's not seconds. So that obviously
we might have lost 3 to 5 tenths at this point in time.
Definitely,
on average.
Definitely pricks our ears, and we do look at this stuff, and clearly something we haven't picked up there. Else, like you were just mentioning there, we are getting down to, what are we, an hour and 15 minutes to go, and it's starting to get to that sort of area where we would expect to see, you know, some early pit stops where guys are looking for the undercut, J-Man.
Yeah, I think probably for me, I think probably the likes of maybe Bryn Tracy not maybe as comfortable at this stage as he would like to be. He was hanging on to the back of Webley. I agree with Steve Rees in the chat, watching the likes of Webley and Gunther Rowe, I think the Mustang has stabilised, although Gunther Rowe's got a fair bit to think about with Costas Makros on the back of him.
But Costas doesn't look like he's got anything for it. He's just tagged on the back. So.
Yeah, but he's an opportune guy. Like we saw the way that he managed to slip down the inside of turn 14 a few laps ago when I think it was Dixon picked up too much curve through the chicane. Yes. So he's in contention for the spot. But look, the likes of Maverick is still banking 44.6s. I think if Mav's got the fuel on board, he'll run long.
He'll run long. Yep.
But the times are falling away a little bit. I think you'll potentially see them either stop slightly early or right on the button. Stewie's not convinced, wants to see an onboard, wants to see some wheel work of a Mustang. Well, I think probably if you want to pick on one, I think you pick on the Guerrilla Racing Gunther Road Mustang.
Okay, let's do that. Let's get it right.
I'll mute.
Okay.
Apart from turn 14, Davo, which we saw him get incredibly sideways, I would have said that car's got a little bit of push. I would have said that I saw a bit of understeer coming up through 9, 10, and even 11, the double apex, come before the head down to the chicane. I would have said that it's got a little bit of push on it. So just watching it coming through turn 3, nose is pretty firm. Pretty much got the line, but look, a little bit of oversteer off of turn 14, Davo, but otherwise the rest of the lap didn't look bad, and he is under pressure. Well, a little bit of disconnection coming out of turn 3 also, so yeah, rears are probably suffering a little bit, but I don't know. I think balance of the car probably for this phase of the race, mate, with around about 11.5 minutes to the halfway point of this race, I would have said it was pretty neutral, because there's a little bit of push and then also a little bit of oversteer when he gets into the loud pedal. We know how much straight line speed that car's got, so maybe looking to capitalise on the advantages of the top speed on the front straight, David.
For sure, J-Man. So clearly, Gunther, look, it looks probably smoother than what it actually is from that camera angle. But yeah, look, definitely got plenty to think about with Makalos right behind him. Is it Mitchy Smith there? Look, this little group, it's Jordan Moss, Mitch Smith, Ashton Hughes. This has been tight for look, 20 minutes on. Pretty well the whole race.
Well, I think this is what formed after the down through the turn 10 when Macron off and that went thing. This is the group that formed after that, and it's been status quo since then. Just an update too on just a little bit further up the road. Hendo has driven away from Matty T, and I watched that margin was around about 4 point something seconds up the road to Prune Tracy. He has got that down to 2.9. So I mentioned maybe Prune Tracy being one of the first stoppers. I think I'll back that up. I'd say that, yeah, Tracy's not the most comfortable at this phase of the race in that Honda. Using every bit of racetrack and more. I'll cut to a replay and let you pick that up.
Yeah, Grimmer Nightingale. So Nightingale, one of the lapped cars at the moment, J-Man, as the boys just work their way past that car.
Yeah, so 44.5 for Hendo last lap round is comparable to the race leader against Prune Tracy's 45.1. So, you know, nearly, 7/10 of a second just in that last lap alone. He's about to come up on a lap marker that Prune Tracy actually did have to get towards the back sector of that lap. Hendo's going to get blue flags, car rolls out, so he gets it at the opportune time on the front straight, so it hasn't affected him all. Once again, Prune Tracy 45.7, Henderson 45.2, so he's making inroads every lap.
Who's that coming out of the pits?
So I believe that is the Nightingale car has come out of the pits. I'll get a read on that. So that was
I thought he just went past Nightingale as a lap car.
No, he's come out. Van der Venter and Nightingale both stopped. Both 38 seconds on the jacks, both a minute 10 outright. So comparable stops for the Nightingale and Van der Venter car.
Okay.
Also, Mitch Haas in the pits as we speak. Currently trundling down pit lane.
Jordan Moss.
Oh, and Jordan
J-Man.
Moss, sorry. It was Jordan Moss. So I'll give you an update. Looking for something around that 38 and 110 final.
Makalos getting very, very agitated behind. I'm sure he could just see the tail of that Mustang moving around, Jay. Thinking, oh, look, he's got to get out of it eventually. Look, we're getting down to that, down to that mark as Makalos runs wide through 10. He's really got to get out of it now. We're in that middle, that area, that window, shall we say, for the pit stop. If Gunther doesn't come in, I'd be getting in. He's got to clear that Mustang.
The pit crew hard at work on the Jordan Moss 777 McLaren maker. Can tell you that thing has been on the jacks for 53 seconds. So that is going to see that car now repaired.
That will be damaged, won't it, J-Man?
It will be. So that sees a total lap time added 1:25 in the lane. So, but I feel like he needed to do it, as mentioned by the likes of Stewie and Rusty and Co. That car definitely needed a repair. So 3 cars officially have made their stop at the moment. I'd like to see. I thought, given where the lap times are heading, I thought Prune Tracy might be one of the first cars in, but he's not. He's out there 45.6, the last lap 45.4. So Hendo just consistently making gains, hovering around that 1.9 to 2 seconds behind him now. So Hendo's done a great job in this opening stint, drove the car very, very straight, and the car looks very good at the back end of the stint, so that'll be a battle. And the reason I'm focusing on a little bit is because provisionally at this point of the race, that is for the back end of the podium. I feel like...
yeah, well, absolutely, J-Man. And
another 15, 20 seconds up the road, Brandon Webley has certainly got control of second position, and Maverick, well, we know that Maverick's another 15 seconds.
Another postcode away, but yeah, look, as much as it may be not camera time worthy, these guys, with still a compulsory pit stop to go, are still very much fighting for those top 3 positions, J-Man, like you mentioned. The battles down through the field, look, literally the Makalos Road battle, the proximity between these cars has been the closest, more than anyone throughout the whole race. So these guys are really going at it, and Makalos, look, just giving away multiple positions once Henderson, and we just talked Henderson up. Once Henderson got past and popped that cork, Makalos really did jettison back down through the field and has struggled ever since. Again, ranging right up on the back of that Mustang, J-Man. Has he got it this time? I doubt it. The punch up the hill from the Mustang wins out again.
Well, that's what he's battling against. So it's a case of, like, I think if he can get it done, I believe he probably will have the pace to drive away, based on the mid-corner pace of that car. But you can see, look, he probably compromised down through there, down through 6. Probably had to maybe roll out of a little in the middle of the corner more than he would have liked. But then they'll come out of here, 7, 8, 9, and difference of this Mustang out of 9 down to 10, it'll just stretch its legs a little bit here.
And we can see the deck in the times, can't we, J-Man? Like, these guys obviously backing off the time. They're just not capable of doing the times now. Oh, Gunther, wide there. Makalos on the inside. Sneaks in.
Gets back down to the inside to cover that off.
Oh, that is tight. Gunther Road. Still forcing the issue. Makalos. Oh, Makalos deep. Oh, has to shortcut the corner there just to keep that thing in check.
And you watch the Mustang. Oh, he gets a little bit loose, but he'll have the drive. He will have the horsepower if he can get the car to the inside here. We have seen him go too wide down here. Pokes it down the inside. He will have an overlap. So the ticket is here to break the car as straight and as late as possible to hold him off, and he does a great job of it too.
So Macrolos tries hard. Dixon, see Dixon just tucked in behind there as Henderson ducks into the pits, J-Man,
Yes.
while we're watching this. And now Macrolos wide again. Dixon surely has a look. The Aston up on the inside. Forces Macrolos wide, but then he has the rights.
The left-hander.
Yes.
Can he do a switchback here?
Oh, look, Gunther will be just taking a few breaths now. He's got those few car lengths.
Henderson with a lightning stop. Also, Wadsworth with a lightning stop. So, Hendo on the jacks, 32 seconds. Same with Wadsworth. So, Hendo, what that means is...
That's good for Henderson.
Yeah, well, Prune Tracy has to do a good stop here. He has to be 32 or... Well, 32 even or better. I don't know if you can go better. I'm not sure.
Mate, it's like banking a good quality lap, isn't it, early? It's just like, okay, the other boys are going to chase this now. So
Tracy in to cover off the undercut, so he's straight in.
How's his entry there, J-Man? We are always looking for the stop at the control line, J-Man.
He's straight in as well. I tell you what, it was tight to the control line. Very, very tight.
Okay, who's that just ducking in? That is Rowe as well amongst that pack we have just been focusing on, guys. Down to speed neatly by the looks of it there, J-Man, in the Guerrilla Racing Mustang. We'll take a quick moment to thank everybody again for joining us for Rainlight Racing's 2024 GT3 Season 6 here. Broadcast to you by MatchFit Entertainment, sponsored by Simblacks. Heaps of giveaways this season, guys. Get involved. Also, quick mention, CrossCut WOODWORKS, True to Life Racing Designs, Crossy 43, and Hendo as well. Hendo, I'm always going to mention you, mate.
Get the cameras ready for Hendo, mate, because Prune Tracy matched the stop on a 32-second stop. It's going to be tight as he comes out of the lane. Where is Hendo? Okay. So, bit of a net gain there. Bit of a better in-lap, or yeah, definitely possibly a better in-lap, or maybe Hendo's out-lap wasn't as good because
Hendo's way back.
Yeah, Tracy's made a big margin there.
Big gain there, J-Man. So tight stuff there. We looked over the rear wing, couldn't even see him.
Yeah. So definitely some gains there. 35-second stop for Gunther Rowe. So what does that mean in the battle with Macrolos? Macrolos still out there. If he can come in and do a 32-second stop with a minute 5 outright, as opposed to something like a 35 at a minute 7, we know how tight it was. Does Macrolos cover the undercut? Does he come in this lap?
No, J-Man stays out. Stays out.
Is this an opportunity to let this car make some lap time with fresh air?
So here we go. We just ticked over 1 hour there, J-Man. That is the halfway mark, and we have got way less than half the field here already pitted. So
Dixon in the lane, and I tell you what, look at the rubber all over the front of that Aston Martin. Is absolutely, there'd be a kilo or two just in the front end of that thing.
just pulls up behind Dawson's car there. But yeah, look, he's been chasing the back of those boys for some time, 20 odd minutes. So no surprise that thing's covered in rubber. So yeah, nice work from Dixon. Haas in the pits as well.
So this is obviously pre-pit stops and post-pit stops. Steve Crossland from 16th, currently still to make a stop, but circulating in P3.
In three. And look, it has been in clean air, J-Man, probably for the last, 15 or 20 minutes or so. So, you know, look, able to just really focus on his lap times, not in battle at all. So, look, you would expect, you know, maybe a possible gain there as well.
So maybe a little bit of dead creeping into the number 3 Honda of Maverick. Just ran a 44.9 the last lap round, still well and truly in the 44s, where we saw a lot of the field drop into the 45s. Webley 44.9 also last lap round. Crossland with a 45.2, so not too far away from the leader's pace actually in the 43 car. As we see Crossan come into the lane,
Okay,
gets it perfectly down.
We'll just pick up on a replay here of Dixon exiting the pits here.
Yep.
J-Man, the Gorilla Racing Mustang, down into 1. Outside, gives him room.
Yeah, gets it done.
Gets it done nicely.
A little bit wide of the apex, but he got it done. And who was that recovering? Was that Harrison Bella on the inside?
Might have been Bella, actually. No. Oh, it might have been, actually. So, nice work from the boys there. But very close still, J-Man. So, like you mentioned, Crossland in the pits. We've got Hughes in the pits. We've got Craig McConnell in the pits in the bright green Mustang as well.
Yeah, so I saw Crossy's entry was very, very good. Often look at the finer margins. Some of the drivers will not go lower than that 50k. Crossy stopped it, bang on the button, did drop to 47k an hour, but pretty much accurate on the brake mark for the control line. So it'll be those little things there, and we can see, like I mentioned, 32 seconds being the optimal stop. Matty T had a 33-second stop. Crossland with a 37. So that, what does that do to Crossland? He had reasonable fresh air when he came in, so
it might push him back a little bit, J-Man, there.
Yeah, he might lose a little bit of margin to the likes of I think at the time it was the likes of Gunther Rowe and Macrolos engaged in the battle, but they were now we do see
Bella.
Our first stop go penalty.
Sorry, Bella and oh, I think that's Ashton actually. Those guys must be out of position for some reason. Oh, one of them's pitted, one of them hasn't. There you go, that's what that is.
To answer your question, Bailey Stewart, no, they do not have to change tyres. They purely only have to take fuel in this race. However, I would suspect, somebody correct me if I'm wrong.
I reckon they're taking tyres, JB.
Tyres or fuel will cover off tyres, or tyres will cover off fuel, I'm not sure. But I suspect they'll be taking rubber also. So, yeah, mandatory fuel for this race, Mr. Stewart. So
as the cameras pick up on Bella, sneaking through there, Webley and Smith in the pits, J-Man. What is Webley doing? How was
Webley with a 36-second stop, so not the quickest. So what does that do? I'd be looking for the likes of Prune Tracy.
He just ducks out just in front of Bella there too, so he's he's got to really make sure he stays in front of that. I would suspect he would. Lucky he didn't get in back amongst that pack there, J-Man. That could have really slowed his progress.
Yeah, so Webley with a 36-second stop, and also, like I mentioned, Maverick, 33-second stop, so no problem there for Maverick. Relatively pretty much meat and drink there, just a second away from the best times we've seen. So fastest pit transitions tonight would be Nick Firth and Jacob Wadsworth with 32-second stop, very, very quick. Pete Dawson was stopped for 1:32, which gives them a 2:10 outright time. So Pete clearly had a lot of damage on that Bentley, repaired during that phase of the race.
Spent down a position as he rolls obviously into the pits. So he just came up on my data as he's losing a position, but he's rolling into the pits. Tony Spence.
Now, for me, Costas Macrolos, Davo, currently leading this race because he hasn't made a stop. And I've been watching his lap times, 45.0 last lap round. Now, he was struggling to get past the Mustang of Gunther Rowe. Yes. And I think based on what we saw, Gunther Rowe with a, quote, 35-second and 1:07 outright on the jacks and transit time. I think good opportunity here for Costas to clear him.
You would suspect so, J-Man, as Harrison Bella just ducks into the pits. in, I think, the lone Mercedes in the field there, J-Man. On the jacks as we speak.
Yep.
But yeah, Macrolos would be looking just to try and keep his nose clean here as he just actually, he's coming through the final complex here. Just to see what he does here. No, stays out.
All right, I'll get an idea of the lap time just to see if he must be happy with the lap times at the moment.
Yeah.
45.1, so only a tenth away from the previous lap. So Dig not so bad, low 45s, pretty good at this point of the race.
Just picking up on Wadsworth v Spence as well there, J-Man. I think, is that Spence's car? Yes, it is. No, hang on.
Jordan Moss, mate. So this is what repairing the damage has done.
No, that's not that. That's the SSR car.
Sorry, you're talking about Spence and Wadsworth. Sorry.
Yeah, yes.
I was looking, the next one back was Jordan Moss, just trying to round them up. Here's the next car in the field. He just rounded up. Maybe, sure who that was. That might have been Louis Van der Venter.
Oh, yeah, I think he's out of position there, actually, J-Man. So.
Yep. Yeah, so repairing the damage certainly cost Moss at this point. However, he has got a clean car to come back through. See what he can make of that thing lap time.
So Turbot in the pits, but look, we've got the usual suspects back in the battles here, i.e. Dixon, Rowe, Les. It was Makalos that was in this trio earlier. So Dixon, Rowe back together and at it as usual. J-Man not too far behind them. The Smith-Hughes-Spence battle. So, yeah, still, look, it's just business as usual for these guys. They're in and out of the pits and back amongst it. And right where they love it. But these guys will be grinning with this stuff. They'll be loving this stuff.
Yes, the post-pit stops also, Prune Tracy, that car is so much happier on fresh rubber. That he is within 1.3, 1.4 seconds of Brandon Webley. Now, we saw Webley check out a good margin at the back end of that first stint. So Webley with a slightly, now what did Webley do on a stop? 36 seconds versus Prince Tracy's 32. So that's some of the margin you see right there out on track was made in the pit lane. However, we'll keep you updated with potential car pace, and I can tell you Webley's just about to comes across with a 44.4 versus Prince Tracy's 44.6, so pretty comparable, couple of tenths.
Pretty comparable, and not far behind is Hendo and Matty T. Matty T putting all sorts of pressure on Hendo at the moment. Who is that just out of the pits in front of them? One of the McLarens. As they sneak past.
That's the 33 car of Amos.
So, moves away, allows these guys and girls, should I say, up to speed through. This is pretty well, this is the third and fourth, isn't it, at the moment?
It is the third and fourth.
Yes.
Yep. So just watching. Macrolos, does he come in? No. So he's fueled this thing heavy and he's certainly punching on. Going to have a quick car with a relatively light fuel load and fresh tyres coming home.
Who's that?
Macrolos. So he's still out there making, once again, back the lap time up.
Oh, okay. So he's gone around again.
He has. Maverick out there on fresh tyres back into the 43s, 43.9 that lap round. So heaps of pace on that car, but yeah, back to Hendo and Matty T. That is the battle. So clearly Hendo's car not as good at the start of the stint, but we saw how strong the car was at the back end of the stint. So just falling away. And
just starting to just range off on a couple of the lap vehicles here too, J-Man. These guys showing great pace. I think that's Dawson just up in front.
Yeah, it is.
Rounding up one of the McLarens, but these guys will get on the back of this very, very quickly. And again, it's just sometimes you can draw the short straw with this stuff. as they weave their way through the slower traffic here.
Yeah, about to approach the
out of 3.
Nightingale car.
Big sweeping right-hander. Critical run up the hill. Past Nightingale, both of them. Matty
with a big dive on the outside.
Oh, probably a little bit too deep, but just manages it. Doesn't the Ferrari deal with that well? And putting some pressure on. And again, like we were saying, just this lap traffic really does add another dynamic, doesn't it, to what these guys are up against. Trying to hit their marks, trying to keep an eye on their mirrors, trying to have a battle.
I don't think the balance of that Aston's quite right at the moment. It looks like he's got a lot of understeer on that car at the moment. Just watched him coming down the hill and had a lot of lock on, and the car wasn't responding, so a lot of front push. Maddie looking to the inside into 10.
Oh, big look, and she's got it done. And oh, it's not over yet.
No, it's not
ducking and the weeping. Going, oh, you cheeky woman, you. Come here.
Great pass from Maddie T.
Nice work. Really good pass. 101 pass, J-Man. Set that up from the corner before. Had the run. The Ferrari had the pace. And easy outbreak there. 101 pass, J-Man. Perfect.
Yeah, 44-3 plays a 44-1 for Webley versus Tracy, so that's still going on. They're just trading best lap times at the moment, those two cars, so not a lot in it. I did feel like maybe Webley at the back end of the stint was in a slightly better position on the tyre phase, so it'd be interesting to see what Prince Tracy's got at the back end of this one. We're still 46.5 minutes to go on this one. Hendo back up the inside of Matty T. Challenging.
Oh, that's close.
You're going to be on the wrong side, down to 5.
Oh, and the Aston just off the inside ripple strip there a little bit of a hop there. We were just focused on the Dixon-Gunther Rowe battle because that was going off.
And once again, Crossland finds himself in fresh air, P8. Yeah, so that's a spirited battle now. Gunther Rowe, Will Dixon. Gunther was heavily in a battle with Costas Makrolos. He's managed to stay out there. I feel like Costas is actually going to come out.
Where is he? Hang on. Where is he here? Oh, he's just going through the first corner, so he's going around again.
Yeah, he's gone around again. Now, I feel like Costas is going to play himself once again. So Costas lapped that last lap on a 44.7.
Not too shabby.
If I talk about Gunther Rowe and Will Dixon, who are in battle, they're both doing low 45s. So, Crossy on a 45.4. I feel like Costas is probably going to come out somewhere in between Nick Firth and Steve Crossland.
Okay.
Or Crossy versus Rowe, but I think if he's done a good enough job, he should be able to maybe get P8 from Steve Crossland.
He might have pulled a couple of positions there, but he'd want to get in pretty soon, wouldn't he, J-Man? Because that Dag will start to, he'll just start bleeding time, won't he, really?
Yeah, look, I mean, he's still on the right side of the ledger with those guys at the moment, and he's 3/10 up on his lap at the moment too, so just bled a little bit of time. Yeah, very, very good pace. Very, very good pace for the 222 car at the moment. He's done a great job. Clearly that car needed the fresh air. So coming around one more time. Does he come in this time round? I would expect it'll be close. Here he comes.
Here it is. J-Man, let's watch this. Leader of the race at the moment. We know as this equalises, he will go back.
Beautiful. Stop. Execution of the pit limiter there.
So we're expecting him to come out around the 6th, 7th position here, aren't we, J-Man?
Oh, no.
Hendo Firth or Firth Crossland?
No, Firth Crossland.
7th, 8th, yeah, okay.
Yeah. It'll be somewhere around 7, 8. So I'm picking that he's probably going to tuck in behind Firthy, but be just in front of Crossy. Now, Crossy be well aware of this battle. Crossy's currently just tipped it into turn 10, coming up through 11, 12 now. So I'll give you an idea what the stop time is for Costas. He'll be looking for that magical 32 second. 27, 28.
Cross first out on the start finish.
33, 34 on, no, it's a bit long, 36, 37, so 36 seconds, so it's probably going to be more like Gunther Rowe.
Crossland coming across the start finish line now. J-Man, Macrolos, we can see him in the pits there just trundling out. We will get back to the Rowe Mustang, the Gorilla Racing Mustang there, yes, so Rowe will be next car in behind Macrolos. So Macrolos losing a position to Firth and Crossland, yes, no.
Yeah, no,
yes.
yeah, so he came out in front of Gunther Rowe, who was the car he came...
Oh, he's come out in front, yes, that's
He came
right.
out in front of Gunther Rowe, but he didn't manage to round up Crossy. I thought he might have got Crossy.
Yep.
Even with a good stop, I don't think he would have got it done, so... He will be quick at the end, Stewie, I agree. This car looked very, very good at the end of the straight, so we know it can look after its tyres. He won't have the biggest fuel load on with only 42 minutes to go. Trying to keep an eye on the Hendo-Maddie battle. It's kind of stabilised. Maddie got that pass done. Has managed to just put a little bit of margin on there.
He's gapped it, and she's gapped it, should I say, and Hendo, that car not looking as comfortable as it did in the early phase of the race, J-Man, at all. Henderson just not comfortable in that car. A little bit, it just looks a little bit uncomfortable off the curbs.
Feast your eyes on this bloody 88 car of Mitchie Smith, Dave. I know you've been watching this battle with Gunther Rowe, but take a look at this Ferrari and look at the state of the condition of this car after the duration of this race. It is absolutely filthy. He's been tucked up behind cars the whole race long. He's been amongst the thick of it.
Yeah,
and I tell you what,
we saw it on the front of Dixon's car as well. These guys.
Yep.
Now remember, Macrolos was tucked in with this battle earlier, and they were all grouped together. Look at the grunt of the Mustang again. Just gaps these guys down at the start-finish straight and deals with it into one. But yeah, the number 88 car just covered in rubber as they run up out of 3 into 4. Great circuit, Barcelona here. Really does provide some awesome racing, J-Man. Great way to kick off Rainlight Racing's 2024 GT3 season here. Barcelona round 1. What? You couldn't think of a better place. And Simblacks on board for this season, putting up some awesome stuff. Some prizes.
Now, look, if there's anyone I can reach to during the race without upsetting too much, there's a guy that is accustomed to a chat. I'm going to let him come through the chicane. Let him come out of turn 14 right now. It is the Simblacks Honda of Steve Cross, and I am actually just going to quickly grab him at an opportune time of the race. Cross, you got us on comms? I don't know if you can hear us at all, mate, but what a fantastic job you're doing out there. Still got just under 40 minutes of this race left, and starting the car P16, mate, and currently running P7. You're doing a fantastic job, Crossy.
Loving every minute of it.
Yeah, look, mate, there's one guy I can rely on for a quick chat during the race. I'm sure you've got your left elbow up on the door card there as you're doing this, mate. You're looking pretty comfy out there. Give us a take on the race so far, mate. Pretty inspired.
Yeah, no, really good. It's I had a really bad qualifying run. I didn't really get my potential out of that. So when I saw a few opportunities to get some spots, I was in there and quickly found myself climbing up. So it was really good, and just kept my nose clean, trying to look after the tyres, learning how to drive this car smoothly without trying to be too aggressive. It's really helps, and it actually makes it go quicker. So yeah, doing good. Looks like Nick has recovered a bit. I was catching him, but yeah, on the new tyres and got his damage fixed. I think him and Maddie are just back to their normal speed again. So I don't know. If I can hold Costas off for 7th, I'll be happy.
Nice work, Crossy.
Yeah, beautiful work, Crossy, mate. Well done. Appreciate the chat, mate, and mad respect to you and the team here at Rainlight for what looks to be an absolute fantastic season ahead, mate. So we'll let you...
We'll let you go. We'll let you go.
Keep hard at work out there, mate. You're doing a great job, mate, and talking a bit.
Awesome. Cheers, guys. Love your work.
Steve Crossland, everyone, rocking the official Simbalax sponsored number 43 Honda J-Man. Now, remember, I just did touch on it again. Simbalax on board with Rainlight Racing for season 6 here, J-Man, giving away a GT Neo wheel at the end of the season. Spin the wheel stuff. It's not just the fast guys that are going to win this stuff. Anybody that's involved with the series could win this stuff. Just got to complete, obviously, terms and conditions. Got to complete the 80% of the series. But get involved, guys. How about that? And every race that you compete in, they spin the wheel again for $50. You can just randomly win $50 just for turning up and having a crack and having a race with these guys. Awesome stuff. Simbalax, J-Man, CrossCut Woodworks. We've got True to Life Racing designs and Crossy 43 Hendo, all the usual suspects.
Yeah, and always proudly brought to you by Matchfit Entertainment, and we absolutely love it. I just picked up on, obviously after the chat with Crossy, I just shot my cameras over to Nick Firth, currently P6, up 4 positions. We mentioned Crossy, probably one of the drivers of the day at this point, up 9 positions. By his own admission, not his best qualifying. We saw that. Like I mentioned, 9 positions. Also the likes of Craig McConnell, currently P17 in the 391. Lime Green Mustang up 5 positions, so lots of movers and shakers. Not going to dwell on the negative. There are some drivers that have certainly dropped down a lot based on incidents in the race and repairing damage, but it is only round 1 of 10, so plenty of time to make good. Plenty of great racetracks on the calendar here for Rainlight Racing.
J-Man.
Season 6 2024, Brands Hatch, Silverstone, Snetterton, Donington Park, Holden Park, Kyalami Spa, Mount Panorama. That will be special. And then finishing off with a 90 at Imola. Really got a treat in store this season for you, the viewers, and the drivers, and ourselves, Davo.
Oh, absolutely. We just love watching this stuff. Obviously, here at Rainlight, always deliver the goods, as do all the communities we stream for, J-Man, here at Match Racing.
Jordan Moss,
where is Jordan Moss?
He's P15 looking for a move on Wadsworth. He's down the inside. Can he keep that underlap, overlap, whatever you want to call it? He was down the inside.
He's got it done. He's got it done. And who's that just tucked in behind him there as well? That is Hemi. Hemi's in as well.
Yeah, so he got that done. So that's a good little battle there between Moss, Bateman, Wadsworth.
Now Moss with a look, probably didn't move forward real quick in the first half of the race, J-Man, with probably a little bit of damage to that car, but moving forward a little bit now. Heavy all over him, plenty of pressure. He's got plenty to think about, J-Man, as we just run up out of 10 or 11, should I say. This is close. He's got the draft. Goes for the move.
Runs deep. Breaks himself into 10.
Mossy, good.
Presence of mind, just open the steering there and let that happen. Yeah, that's just experience. That's all that is. That's just time in the seat, experience sim racing, that you can read those moves. He'll know the braking performance of his McLaren versus Hemi Bateman's McLaren, and he would have just read that was too deep, too late. Leave the turn in for just a half a second longer and then just cut back and carry on.
Yeah,
so
like
Hemi Bateman sees himself down another position because Wadsworth was all over that as well.
Yeah, definitely good presence of mind, J-Man there. We see it time and time again, these guys, class acts. This isn't their first rodeo, hence the times. And the racing we're watching at the moment.
Oh, Dixon Smith.
He's all over it. He's all over it. And got the road. like Gunther has got all sorts of pressure, because even with the pressure from Dixon, Smith is still peppering the back of that Mustang whenever he gets a chance. So plenty going on there, J-Man, as there is at Match Fit Entertainment, as we just touched on before. Mate, we are streaming everything at the moment. We have got RF2 over at Hardcore Online Racing, TA2s at Hardcore Online Racing in RF2. We have ASRNZ with their ROC series going on at the moment. And obviously, we're here tonight for the first round of Rainlight Racing's 2024 GT3 Series 6. So much going on, J-Man. Hit the like and subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. Hit the like button a few times, and and hit your notifications if you want to watch some more stuff. But yeah, plenty going on here as we wind down the last quarter of the race coming up. 32 minutes yet to race.
Now, we just had a quick live chat with Steve Crossan out there, currently running P7, mentioned that he was fully aware of Costas Makrolos. Now, he needed to be, because a 44.8 last lap round and a 43.7 for Costas. Now, the gap is currently 3.4 seconds, so you can well and truly rest assured that at 1.1 seconds on any given lap, it's not going to be too many laps before he has got the company of Makrolos. And maybe if it's trending that way, he may be best not even to contest that. So, hey, look, 7th's yours tonight. I'm going to look after 8th and bank a good top 10. But
well, yeah, quite possibly.
Well, we know that Makrolos car is on the freshest tyre out there. He was the last to stop.
Yep.
He would have fuel matched that car in respect to how long he's got left in this race. So
yeah.
that car.
So best tyre, lightest fuel potentially. Oh no, yeah, best tyre.
Yeah, best tyre. Fuel would be comparable to somebody like Maverick, Webley and Co. That really get these things pretty accurate to the strategy. But however, you know, that last lap round, that 43.7, Maverick ran a 44.2. So it gives you an idea of the sort of pace that Costas has got on. We saw him at the start of the race being able to run with the likes
run with them, yes.
With Webley and Tracy and Co. So, you know, he's on a recovery mission. Do I think he's going to get Crossy? Yeah, I think he's going to get there. Still half an hour in this race left to go. However, Firthy, another 7 seconds up the road from there is probably potentially a step too far, because although Firthy just ran a 45.1, so yeah, you know, anything can happen. We've seen so many times before.
It's the ever-moving abacus that is J-Man's head. The beads are flicking from one side to the other as he tries to work these things out. But yeah, look, what we do know is we've got a battle on our hands still to the bottom end of the top 10. That's for sure. So stay tuned, everyone, as we wind down into the final half hour, the final quarter of the first round of the Rainlight Racing's 2024 GT3 Series here in Barcelona. The shadows are getting long, J-Man, as well. The day is moving on. So
yeah, 6 just after 12 minutes past the hour of 6 at the moment, PM here at Barcelona. Now, I'll tell you what, the 3 drivers out there tonight that we've continuously seen, based on the deltas and the proximity of the racing, is the Gunther Rowe, Mitch Smith and Will Dixon battle.
Yep.
And I think at the moment the Dixon pressure on Smith is just allowing Gunther just to stabilise the margin there at the moment. But man, these 3 drivers have certainly earned their keep tonight out there, because they've been in the battle for the better part of what has already been an hour and a half.
And I dare not put the commentator's curse on Gunther Rowe, but Gunther doing a fantastic job in the Mustang, J-Man, I must say. Gunther, look, shows some incredible pace sometimes, but has the some very bad luck. So look, really good to see him keeping that Mustang pointing in the right direction and with bloody good pace, mind you.
Yep. Matty T doing a good job there in fourth. Just managed to make a bit of margin, 2.5 odd seconds at the moment on Nathan Henderson. So great job there. Firthy still holding around that 6-second margin over Crossy. Got about 3.84 seconds behind Hendo, so nothing really to gain there at the moment. However, was 0.3 of a second quicker that last lap. If he keeps that trending, that could see him certainly start putting pressure on Hendo at the back end if Hendo runs into tyre trouble. But the thing is Hendo's car at the back end of the opening stint in the first hour was very, very good at the back end.
Yeah, but it looked awful in the opening part of the second stint.
Yeah, a lot of understeer.
Yeah, and now he's still got. It looks like he's got a lapped car to pass it here as well, as good does Matty T.
Good call, Stewie. Aerosmith, fastest lap for the 222 car, so that is the Costas Makalos gets the fastest lap of the race on a 42.5.
Well, there you go. There you go. And now you did call this, J-Man.
So he'd be well in touch with Steve Crossan, and a 43.5 versus a 45 one last that round. Yeah, I think it's not going to be long before he's on the back of that Simblac's Honda.
Dixon's Aston.
Oh, he had a big look, didn't he? Out of 3 into 4. It looks like the strong suit, because both the last 2 laps I didn't like the look of the way that the Ferrari exits off of 2 heading up to 3. It just looks a little unstable in the transition. You watch coming down the hill here as well. You watch into 7-8. Just a little bit tentative through this part here, although dipping a little bit wide.
But both the Aston and the Mustang, J-Man, as we just see Dixon with a bit of sand there, really did slow his progress. But yeah, both the Aston and the Mustang with some good punch in a straight line, as always. And if they get it off the corner, they really do make some gains, particularly up the hill there.
What's the top speed of that Porsche? Because I see Ashton Hughes just hovering in the background. So he's 270 as the top speed versus Dixon's 274. So that Aston Martin's comparable to the Mustang. Only 1 kilometre an hour. Kenneth Worcester has got the fastest top speed in this race at 275. And that Aston Martin's only 1 kilometre an hour slower down the chute. So that Aston pretty handy. Lost a bit of margin there.
So Crossland on the back of Baccalos here, J-Man.
Yep, so Baccalos, sorry I missed that. He clearly got there and just got it done.
Yep.
Probably not a lot that Crossy could do with that sort of pace. He's in a good position now to maintain this 8th though. He's got good 17-something seconds back.
Oh, and Firth making mistakes in front of him. Baccalos with 25 minutes to go. J-Man, I think Firth is vulnerable here.
Yeah, I thought it was a step too far, but it's not that far. It's only 5.2 seconds.
And then I can see Henderson's car in the foreground. Has Baccalos got the pace in that Ferrari to get all the way to... 5? Well, that's what I'm thinking, yes.
Potentially.
But look at it, that sort of pace. It's got the tyre.
He has got the tyre.
And he can push.
So we'll see what Costas runs this lap here. Obviously made a pass maybe somewhere early in the lap on Crossan, might have compromised the overall lap time, but we'll give you a read on that in a second. And the lap was a 43.8, so certainly no, didn't hold him up at all.
So Baccalos now...
Smith and Gunther Rowe.
Look, as always, this is my go-to at the moment when we've got nothing else to watch. These guys have been at it the whole freaking race, J-Man.
Yeah.
And look at it. there's the odd change of positions, but we haven't actually seen much in the last, what, probably 35 minutes or so. As they just starting to round up a little bit of lap traffic here. Well out of the way there. But it can like just break your concentration there, J-Man, and quite often we see a little bit of a push for a pass here as we see Smith again having a bit of a sniff at the back of the Mustang there, and Dixon a little bit wide. So
yeah, a little bit wide, but then did
he get the run?
Like Smith looked to dive to the inside and then backed out of it. So Gunther fully awake to that move.
So nice work from all three of these guys. And like I mentioned, don't want to put the kibosh on bloody Gunther Rowe's progress tonight, because he's doing a freaking stellar job, Jay. Bateman on Moss as well is starting to ramp up as we sort of move into these final phase of the race here. J-Man out of 10 down this short straight here. Big heavy braking stop.
Acrolos another 0.8 of a second quicker that lap than Firth.
Mate, wonder what. Dixon, Smith, Rowe, it's on. Dixon wants to have a crack at Smith. Has he got the draft this time?
Got good straight line speed.
It's on. Oh, Smith gives him nothing to work with, but Dixon onto it.
Beautiful.
Backs out of it nicely. Good, clean racing, J-Man.
And Gunther's just chanting, carry on, boys, keep riding.
He's just looking at the mirror and going, yes! Up to 5. Oh, so close.
The whole time, Ashton Hughes has got the box seat for this battle.
Yeah, I see. You can see that Porsche in the rear view.
Oh, it's so tight. Dixon a little wide on the entry, but might give him a good drive out of here. Coming up to 9. He needs a good run off of 9. That Ferrari looks super solid through the mid phase of the corner up through 9. Starts pulling a little bit of gap, making his way forward towards Gunther Rowe again.
And that's his focus, isn't it? Like, as long as his mirror isn't full of acid, Will Dixon's acid, that's his focus. And he really needs to stay tagged onto the back of that Mustang, J-Man. But look, hasn't Ashton Hughes got another focus now? He's tagged onto the back of Will Dixon. Who is that in the background? That's not Spencer's car. That was actually the lap car that they just snuck past there. But here we go. Here's Dixon again. Looks for it. Covering from Smith.
Oh,
they're going to run down to 1 again.
That outside line for the Ferrari of Smith is so good.
Mate, that is like a replay of what we just watched last lap.
Image. Yeah. And look at Ashton Hughes there, just tucked in there. It's just every time they do this, he's just getting inch by inch closer. I can tell you, Costas Macrolos, now within 1.3 seconds, he can see Firthy. They're in the same corner now.
Oh, okay. This is going to ramp up, and we will move. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move from this battle to the Macrolos Firth battle in a moment. We will try and keep our...
You're right at the moment. Stick with Smith.
Our eyes are going on both of them. But, yes, look, this is going to ramp up, as it always does as these races wind down. These guys run it like a sprint race at the beginning and run it like a sprint at the end.
Firthy catching lap traffic right at the wrong spot. The final chicane, he's caught up to the back of one of the back markers.
And Macalot very close, J-Man, now as we pick up on that battle.
Yep, Firthy could use the draft of this car to his advantage here.
As he looks for it there a little bit, it looks like a Milo car, doesn't it? So Macalos will just want to, I'm sure the green car here.
Yeah, he just stays out of it.
Stays out of that.
But you
Mackless
don't need
is
any
there.
doubt to see how close this is now.
Not at all. Not at all.
Hunting for a move up into turn 4, I suspect he might fire it down the inside. It's just got a slightly tighter line, got a better tyre on this car.
Oh, look at the punch, J-Man, from the in-car. Wow.
Yeah. And there you go. Firthy doesn't even contest it, just hits the brake a little earlier, tucks in behind. So that is Mackless back up to P6. Oh, we've got Dixon Smith still going at it side by side into turn 4. Sorry, 3.
Look, these guys never fail to deliver. Like I was just saying to the viewers, when we don't have much going on at the top, we can always just come back to these guys because they are at it. Hammer and tong, elbows out, gloves off, J-Man. Not a lot of change of positions just in the last half an hour or so, but look, some really close stuff. Matty T, J-Man.
Yeah, well, Matty T's I'm just watching Matty T's margins, and she's just making away. She's got 3.3 seconds up the road to Prune Tracy, and she's just been circulating just at good lap pace. Last lap was so for Prune Tracy was a 45.4 versus Matty's 44.6. So made some good margin there where the Prune actually caught lap traffic at the wrong space, but nonetheless, like, heading in the right direction. And then I thought Prune Tracy's margin on Webley wasn't so bad as well. It's about 3.6, so about even margins between second and third and fourth. And then we go back to this Hendo car that's about 6 seconds off the back of that, and Mackless only another 5 seconds off the back of that, with still 16 3/4 minutes to go. Has Mackless got enough pace to hunt down the Nathan Henderson Aston Martin?
As the cameras just pick up on Bateman and Moss, J-Man, these guys have been very close over the last quarter of the race.
Yeah, we saw the big dive from Bateman on Moss at turn 10 about a half a dozen laps ago. He's still close enough to sort of fire another one of those moves on. Moss will be aware of it.
So Moss...
Oh, Rowe gets turned by Smith. And that allows Dixon and Ashton Hughes through.
Oh, let's get a replay on that, J-Man.
Smith readdresses. Talked about Gunther Rowe's hard luck at times. Now Ashton Hughes. You've got the replay.
Picking up on the Gunther Rowe car here. They were just going through a bit of lap traffic there, J-Man. And Gunther up into 4. Oh, tapped by Smith. Everybody just gets it together. Dixon through, Ashton through. Obviously Smith addresses. What are we looking at next?
Sorry, I was just looking. Ashton was looking to capitalise on all of that and went straight on full attack mode on Will Dixon.
Yeah, Dixon and Ashton through. So quick change of positions there. Bateman on Moss again. J-Man. Up through this awkward complex, through this back section of the circuit. Up over the hill, over the crest, double right-hander, back down, through this new dicky little chicane that they put in, and then back out, through the right-hander and onto the start-finish straight. That continues on. Yep, but wow, what a change that was, J-Man.
With that whole blink of an eye, mate.
With the blink of an eye, like you mentioned, Rowe and Smith coming together, allowing Hughes and Dixon pass, really changed the dynamic of that battle there immediately, didn't it?
Yeah, well, I expect Rowe to tag back on to the back of
You would
Hughes
expect so.
And potentially maybe get that one done. However, Dixon will be another... That'll be another scenario based on the fact that I think he's going to check out here, and we saw the consistent equal pace between the Mustang and the Aston, and I think that might be a bit tough. However, Mackless, on the other hand, is absolutely chewing meters and meters out of Nathan Henderson every lap at the moment. So
yeah, look, I expected to see Henderson go down from Mackless. Look, but time is ticking, J-Man. A little over 13 minutes to go. Henderson, I thought was in Macalos's sights. Definitely. Matty T, maybe not.
Matty T is starting to make inroads into Prune Tracy. Got that down to 2.2 seconds now.
So that could ramp up towards the end of the race.
Yeah, 100%. And, you know, comparable lap times between Henderson and Macrolos. 44.2 for Macrolos, 45.2.
Just quietly, Crossland starting to range up on the back. I think that is Nick Firth.
Okay.
As well. So, Firthy vulnerable to Crossland as well. Crossland, I think, in 7th earlier in the first half of the race. So
yeah, lots of Macrolos to go back to 8th, but potential to get back to 7th with an attack here on Nick Firth.
Yeah. So, and look, I think Crossy, that number 43 Simblax Honda definitely deserves to be in 7th place. That really, he's definitely got the pace for that. And look at that again. I don't think that McLaren of first McLaren not looking comfortable in this last phase of the race, J-Man.
No, he's definitely vulnerable now. Just the time it's taken, or the lack of time it's taken for Crossy to catch that car. I think he can afford to be patient here, and he'll get this done.
So we'll keep an eye on Macalos's.
Matty T bridging that gap with Tracy very, very quickly now. That was down to 1.7 seconds.
So plenty going on. Matty T, we've got Ashton Hughes on Dixon. We've got Gunther Rowe. Oh, trying to keep Smith behind him. A little bit of a touch up there early on. Dixon focused. Ashton just riding that wave, I think, in the Porsche, J-Man, staying in touch.
Yeah, crossing right under the wing of Firthy now. Right under the wing down the front straight.
Oh, and Firth covers massively. Runs him. Well, it run Firth seriously wide, and look at Crossland taking evasive action. It's on.
Yeah, good defensive.
Here he goes. Watch this. Crossland gets the run. This is going to happen right here, J-Man.
Yeah, same spot where Macrolos got it done on Firthy. Crossy gets it done also. So a little bit of a vulnerable spot there for Firthy into basically out of 3 into 4.
Oh, Crossland wide. Still not over. First on the inside. Down into 10.
Yeah, Crossy have the drive coming up between 7 and 8 here, up to 9.
This is a battle. These guys will be loving this, J-Man.
Yeah, you betcha. Macrolos with just a lap car in between him and Henderson too also, so that margin's still closing.
We've got Hughes and Dixon.
Yeah, still going on.
Look, he thought he was just going to sit behind these guys and watch it. Now he's in front of it, and he's making it happen. So he'll be loving that. Smith in the background there, tagged on to the back of Rowe. Crossland Firth though, out of the final corner, cross the start-finish line. Firth again. Look at him on the inside of the track here. Firth just going, mate, you got to go the other lane.
Yeah, great defensive line again for Firth. He managed to just hold him up in the middle of the corner.
Look at Crossland there. Swapped it to the other side. Watch the run. Watch the run out of here. Has he got it?
Yeah, we'll switch back to the other side as they come down to the braking zone, I reckon. No, he stays high and wide. Can he cut back down underneath him coming out of here?
So different scenario. This is where we saw Crossland take him the lap before. Not this time. First onto it. Firth, very defensive, J-Man.
Yeah, he's driving a beautiful race. He generally, I think, by the attitude of his lines, believes that he can defend this for the final 9 minutes.
9 minutes?
Yep.
That's a bloody long time, isn't it?
Macrolos very, very close now to Henderson. So that is tightened right up. Not as tight as Dixon and Hughes or Crossan and Firth.
And Macrolos with that quickest lap time, like you mentioned, still 143, 567. Smashing it out. Has the advantage at the moment.
Yeah, look, Hendo just pulled a bit of margin. The back turned 12, 13. Has a bit of margin out of 14. He just made a little bit of margin down there through the final chicane. Not sure whether Macrolos made a little bit of a mistake, but Hendo looking really, really comfortable down there. Matty T is now 1.5, 1.6 seconds behind Prune Tracy. So, my data's going all whack there, mate.
Oh yeah, did here as well.
We're good. We're good.
Hendo. Macrolos chasing. You can see Macrolos in the background.
Oh, Firth down the inside of... Crossy down the inside of Firth.
Oh,
really,
and
really
it makes it happen.
3. Yep. Got it done.
And up under the bridge. I don't think Firth has got that. Who we got there? Drive through for number 63.
Yeah, who was
Cleared.
that cleared it? So that was Turbot, Mark Turbot cleared the drive through. So he was down to P19. So he's rocking the sister car or the other car for, I think, Ashton Hughes.
In the Porsche, yep.
To Maddie ever so much closer to Prune Tracy. 7 minutes and 9 seconds to go. Plenty of time.
Close.
Now,
got to keep clear head here, don't you? You know, like if you really, it's easy enough to get to him, and then you've got to get him past it. So, Crossland, as we just saw, pass Firth in the last. Macrolos heading towards and all over Henderson, J-Man.
Yeah, right there, mate. He's absolutely right there.
Henderson going for the inside line.
Driving the middle line down to 1.
Macrolos goes, not yet. Oh, goes the outside. He's got to get the inside. Oh, a little bit of paint exchange there, J-Man.
Yeah, little rub. Trying to make it a
out
little below weight.
So Macrolos immediately showing intent, going, Hendo, I'm coming for you.
In the meanwhile, Maverick out to about a 37 and a half second lead over Brandon Webley, and then Matty T right closing in on the back, 1.1, 1.2 seconds on the back of Prune Tracy. Don't need to tell you the margin between Costas Macrolos and Nathan Henderson. That is a lively battle right there. And then Ashton Hughes still battling hard with Will Dixon as a great battle. Gunther Rose still sparring with Richie Smith after that incident and a readdress. Those guys are still joined, haven't managed to make any inroads into Hughes and Dixon after that. And who's that? Tony Spence has joined the back of that pack as well. So Tony
Smith,
quite
yep.
achiever tonight, but up there in 13th and really starting to shadow the back of Mitchie Smith's car as well.
Yeah, Smith's car. So look, Smith's sort of a little bit gun shy on the back of Rose's car after the little touch up earlier a few laps ago.
Macrolos again.
But now
14,
with Spence now behind him, having to think about it.
Macrolos with a big run down the front straight.
Covering from Henderson.
Can he make it live around the outside again? Gets out of a little early, cuts back. Looking for a switchback here.
Now,
set the car
this is
up
what
for
Crossy
turn
was
3.
doing here. This the exit of this. Here we go.
Yeah, no, look, Hendo with the drive. Hendo with good drive out of turn 3 up to 4. Nothing to be had there.
These guys working hard for this now as we wind down. A little over 4 minutes to go, viewers.
Matty T inside the second barrier now. Prune Tracy.
Smith, Rowe and Spence at it still. We've got Bateman pass right. It's going down into 1. Moss.
Side by side.
Holds it side by side. Bateman says thanks for coming.
Oh, look at that. What a beautiful move.
Gets it done. Macrolos again. Outside. Henderson's just going, mate, the only way you're going round's the long way.
Now, I thought the pace that he caught Hendo, he would have got this done, but Hendo's responded. Macrolof's car looks so much better out of 13, the chicane, after the chicane, and then into 14. He just
here we go again, J-Man. Start finish line. Look at the punch. Not quite so much out of the Ferrari, out of that one then. A little bit of breathing space for Henderson. Running down to 1.
Yes, just tucks in and follows there. I don't think it's there. I think it's setting him up out of 3-4. So out of here.
Here we go.
But I think Hendo's got the drive off of 3. He has. He just pulls that little bit of margin out of 3 every lap.
It's that punch up the hill, isn't it?
Yep. Got the drive traction out of 3, which is a critical point because we've seen a few passes down into 4 tonight. Macrolos looks very, very good. Holds the car on a tighter line out of 5. Heading down the hill through 6. Heading into 7. Nice and close. Can he get a run up the hill through 8 into 9? Has the tyre advantage dissipated? Is that it? Is that all it's got?
Or maybe he just needs to let it settle for a moment. Have another shot at it. J-Man, it's going to come down to the wire. These guys will get one more lap after this.
Yeah,
I suspect.
I'll tell you what, Rose Smith and Spence, it is going off down the back end with only 1 minute and 3/4 to go.
Oh, well, no, I think just looking at where Mav is, we might get another lap in yet.
Yeah, could well do. Could be 2 to go.
Yep, I think so. So Ashton's still tagged on the back of Dick's. Got Rose, Smith and Spence nose to tail. Matty T trying to bridge that gap to Gaz. And Hendo defending to a very quick Macrolos with a little bit of a flick coming out of 1.
Yeah, and once again, here's the strong suit coming out of 3. He'll make a bit of margin here.
Super smooth through this first complex, J-Man. Nice work from Hendo. Fantastic looking car.
Prune Tracy just managed to get past the lap car at the right time. Put it between himself and Matty T. Just made a little bit of margin there, so maybe weathered off the storm, the attack that was coming from Matty T.
Yeah.
So yeah, however,
and oh mate, and that's a good effort.
Leader is on the final lap.
On the final lap. So Hendo doing a great job holding out Macrolos. There is the rest of this, and 1 more lap to go. Hendo, one of the affiliates here for Rainlight Racing's 2024 GT3 series. Nice work. Look, Macrolos all over the back of him now, working his ass off.
Well, he knows he's only got 1 more. So does Ashton Hughes on Will Dixon. He knows there's only 1 more to go. So it's now or never. Oh, Macrolos super close. Super close as they come through this final 2 corners.
Oh, here we go. Start pretty straight. Macrolos with the run. Has he got it? No. The Aston. Hendo's just got the run. He got the drive off that corner.
He does, and he knows that if he can maintain it through here, through 1, 2, he'll have the drive off of 3. We've seen it lap after lap as he gets the car is so strong out of here. We'll see Macrolos range up in the middle of the corner, but watch the drive off. Look at the meters just gained there by the Aston. No problem there. No threat into 4. Can hit his mark, tuck it on the inside. No problem at all. Where is Maverick? He is coming.
Oh, on the outside from Macrolos. Really forcing the issue. Runs wide on the exit.
Ooh. Maverick across the line takes a victory, Davo.
So well done, Mav.
Oh, and Webley, Prune Tracy, super close. Back into this lap. It's not over for P2,
Yeah,
P3. Prune Tracy with a big dive.
And that's Matty T in the background as well.
Webley's got to keep this thing nice and straight for the final 3-4 corners because Prune Tracy is right there if anything goes wrong.
So, yeah, as you can see, the sun getting very low in the sky here as these guys come into the final complex of corners.
Webley
deep.
got the chicane.
This is not looking good. Webley losing that momentum.
He's going to have enough, but the margin is going to be oh so tight between second and third, and then Matty T in fourth brings it home super close. Hendo, back to Hendo Macrolos, coming out of the final corner. Holds him off. Does a stellar job to hold off Costas Macrolos.
Mate, those guys will be grinning, J-Man.
2 hours of racing, and look at the margins.
Steve Crossland, right there. Very close succession here. Nick Firth in the Filthy Burgers McLaren.
And
let's get back to this.
Will Dixon.
The Will Dixon. Aston Hughes got the go, going backwards. J-Man in all that.
No, he's still maintaining.
He did that earlier. That's right. Yeah.
So he's maintaining a spot ahead of Mitchy Smith and Tony Spence.
Smith with Spence in close behind. We saw Bateman sneak past
Jordan Moss
Moss earlier. Oh, very close succession between these guys. Jay Wadsworth, McConnell, Harrison Bell. Boys wrap things up, so to speak. We might jump into some driver interviews, J-Man.
Yeah, first cab off the rank will be Gazzetti, aka Prune Tracy. Got us on comms?
Yes, I do.
Mate, what an absolutely fantastic race. And then a ton of pressure at the back end from Matty T, but a ton of pressure from yourself and Brandon Webley right at the back end, mate. Give us insight to the night.
Yeah, his tyres must have gone. Like, I don't know. I had a great start from P5 to get to P2. And then I knew I was going to be under pressure from there. Like, to be honest, I was over the moon with my qualifying to be where I was in qualifying, so I thought most of the cars around me would have more pace than me. So yeah, I did pretty well to get to P2 early, and then I was slowly going backwards, really. Most of the cars around me were just a tad faster. I was just trying to maintain my tyres, because that left rear really going to heat up here.
Well, you did a fantastic job of it, I'll tell you.
Yeah, 100%. And I think the great pit stop as well, and then just a lot of pressure going forward. And had some good margin in the mid phase. I didn't think Maddie had anything for you. Then obviously she had some good pace at the back end, but so did yourself. And we saw the margin crushing. But look, mate, that is a solid job to bring that home P3 in round 1 here, season 6, mate. You'd have to be happy with that result.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, even because I'm not really all that good at this track. But yeah, it definitely like fluctuated. I was trying to just look after my tyres at times, and then early on high fuel load, the NSX was quite good. As it got the fuel load got lower, it was a bit of a handful.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought I was in trouble. Then Matty was catching me pretty quick, and then maybe dropped away at the end. And I wasn't even thinking about Webley because I thought he kind of disappeared a little bit. He had more pace than me. His tyres, like, they absolutely died on him at the end, and I almost had a shot on him, but it was a bit too risky to have a go, really, because my own tyres weren't that great.
Yep. And mad respect on the paint scheme again. We obviously saw it last season. I think, if I remember correctly, it was on the Porsche, Gaz, and the artists have transferred that over to the Honda.
Yeah, just pop that over onto the Honda. It's more or less the same. It's just, just continue to fine-tune the same thing, really.
Yeah, the familiar paint job, mate, that we've come to become accustomed to. Love it. Good. Well done, mate. Absolutely stoked for you. It was a standout quality drive, mate, and it really got exciting at the back end. I didn't see that coming, so yeah, well done, mate. Could have been just that little bit closer too, if that Mustang had just fried those tyres. I think you were well on with a shot because it was super close. Probably one of the tightest margins for second, third we've seen in a while. So well done, mate. Congratulations, and no doubt we'll get to talk to you plenty more times this season.
Oh, I think so, Jay, man. Well done, Gaz.
Well done, mate.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers, buddy. Woo, Gaz Eddie.
Gaz Eddie, everyone. Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
P3. What a race. Now we will grab Mr. Webley down here. And I'm sure probably top of mind after a very, very successful night in that Mustang will be just how rubbish those rear tyres were at the back end. Brandon Webley, you got us on comms?
Yeah. Hello, how you going?
Good, mate. What a fantastic race, mate. Clearly the class of second position there tonight, mate. You're a bit of a lonely race at times and then a bit of pressure at the back end.
Yeah, man, I was the end. I was absolutely struggling. My car just stopped turning completely. Yeah, I thought Gaz was going to get me, but
He looked like he was going to get you.
If there was one more lap, he would have, I reckon.
So what we're hearing then is, so you lost the fronts, Brandon, rather than the rears.
Well, if that's what it felt like to me, the car just would not turn in.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think maybe because I basically just drove a quality setup for the race, maybe that was my mistake. It was too hard on the fronts, you know.
Okay, so lots of negative camber and hustling a lot from the front of the car. Well, look, the car was super fast. You were super fast. What a great way to open your account for season 6 here at Rainlight Racing, Brandon. That was just honestly phenomenal. Love it when we see the field compress at the back end, and it certainly did that. You had us on the edge of our seats out of turn 12, 13, 14, mate. It was spectacular because I thought you were gone for all money with about three or four laps to go. I thought you were just absolutely cruising home for second, mate. But well done on an absolutely fantastic result and a great race, mate.
Yeah, cheers. Pretty happy with that considering it's my first time in the Mustang, but Maverick was just on another level again, obviously, and I think he's a bit of a wizard in the Honda, so it's gonna be tough to beat him.
And how? Look, what did you drive last season, Brandon?
Lamborghini.
Lambo, yeah. So the Mustang would have been chalk and cheese to the Lambo, no doubt.
Oh, it's completely different. Yeah, it doesn't really get any different, but I don't know. It's a bit of a silly car. It's just stupidly fast on the straights.
Right. Okay. Oh, well, you heard it here first. So that's Brandon Webley out of P2. Congratulations, mate. Much like the guy we just had in here before you, I feel like we're going to get to talk to you plenty of times this season, mate. So well done.
I hope so, Brandon.
Yeah, I hope so too. Let's all pray together.
Yeah, absolutely. There you go. Brandon Webley from P2. Well done, mate. Talk to you soon.
Peace. Thank you.
Cheers, mate.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. And last, but definitely not least, J-Man, we have one more man to talk to.
Yeah. And he will be on comms with us right now. He's back to his winning ways. Mav, you got us on comms?
G'day, guys. One time.
Yeah, mate. It's been a minute, but hey, look, nothing's changed as far as you being the last one we interviewed for the night, mate, because you're out there just doing maverick things, mate. And I tell you what, you are absolutely a magician behind the wheel of that Honda, mate. It looks super solid, super fast. Mate, did you have a cup of tea while you're driving around? Was it that easy? It looked that easy.
I started watching the stream about 40 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Just watching everyone else.
Yeah, because we always say, like the Honda's not that fast, but it's really easy to park. We just thought you might have been looking for a parking spot somewhere.
I haven't driven the Honda for a couple of years, but I think it was one of the first cars I ever drove on ACC, and it's good to be back in the behind the H in the steering wheel.
It doesn't get a lot of love, mate. It doesn't get a lot of love.
No, it doesn't. It's not the easiest car to drive either, but it's fun.
Yeah, and so, look, even with all of that said, Mav, super dominant performance, right from the outset, lap 1, we saw a great move down the inside from Gazzetti to challenge Webley and Co for P2, and then you sort of just checked out straight away, banked those really, really hot first 3 laps were really epic. We saw you drop into the 43s pretty quickly. 43.9 was the first one, backed it up with a 43.8 after that. After a night like that, obviously, what's the takeouts from that? Were you happy with the DEG? Was there, is there anything that you think could improve on the car? I mean, I know it's a hard question after such a dominant performance, but I know your expectancy of the gear that you drive, was there anything you could have done any differently as far as fuel loads or tyre pressures?
It was interesting though, because I haven't done probably longer than a 20-minute race in the Honda before, so I wasn't sure what was going to happen. So yeah, I kind of pushed hard, and then I thought, no, I'm going too hard, and then I took a step back, and I think I maintained around a 6-second gap, and then I got a bit of deg, and then it kind of went away after about 30 minutes, and then it wasn't too bad to drive, but the first stint, the tyre pressures weren't optimal. They were too low, and I think I was kind of in the mid 44s as average lap pace. And after the pit stop, pumped them up a bit, and just it was a bit better. So yeah, didn't really have any issues with it. Not too much sliding around. So not sure what I would change next time, to be honest.
Okay, and going forward, Mav, you know, like, so if I look at the data that I've got at hand, you know, obviously pretty good pit stop, mate, 33 seconds on the jacks to be pretty comparable. I think the best we saw was a 32, so just a slight difference there in the stops. But going forward, you know, we saw the terminal speed of that Honda in comparison to the likes of, say, the Mustang, which is incredibly quick in a straight line, and then I think the Aston as well was somewhere up around that 274, 275. I think the Honda somewhere in the 260s, 265, 267, something. Is there anywhere on the calendar you think that potentially, because obviously it makes all its speed under brakes and in the middle of the corner, it's obviously you've got that thing set up to with good aero and to rotate properly. Is there anywhere on the calendar you think that could be a bit of a concern? Bathurst maybe? No?
No, oh, I'm not sure actually. Maybe are we doing ball Ricard?
No, we're not. No, I was thinking the same thing. Something like Ricard or Monza might be an issue, mate.
Yeah.
No, hey, look, you know, Brands Hatch, Silverstone, Snetterton, Donington Park. I feel like it's going to see. Oh, that was my next question. What's the car like over the curbs?
It's a bit nervous. Like, I tried some other cars on this track just in the last week or two, and they were much more comfortable. I was kind of grinning a little bit when I do that first chicane because I like to ride the curbs a bit, but it wasn't the most stable. I'd have to lift sometimes off the gas, or but I think you can probably fix that with a bit of ride,
Bit of work.
Yeah. I haven't really mucked around with it, so don't know how it's going to go. But yeah, some of those other tracks like Brands Hatch, I'm going to be all over the curbs, I think there. And
yeah,
I think
Park comes to mind.
You just got to be, though, don't you? You know, like it's to make them fast. So
yeah, you have to risk it.
You do.
But I'll muck around with the ride height. Maybe it might improve.
Yeah, well, good stuff, Mav. Like, mate, we're used to seeing you in this position. Long may it last, because you are certainly the man to beat. And, you know, like week to week, mate, every different track throws up its challenges. And the guys behind you seem to be, you know, you don't know who's going to step up each week. So all the best for the next one, mate. I'm sure we'll be talking to you again. Absolutely positive of it, actually. So,
Well,
congrats,
just to keep the guys interested, I'll be away for a couple of weeks. So.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So just so you know, whoever's fighting for second at the moment, it's got a good chance of winning.
Yep. Oh, well, best of luck. I don't know if they've spun the wheel yet, Mav, but best of luck on the voucher tonight, mate. Truly entertaining, and appreciate you having a chat with us, pal. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks for the chat. Thanks for the commentating. Cheers.
No problem. Cheers,
Awesome.
Mav.
Thanks, Mav.
From P1.
Yes, Phil Antoon. And look, we asking the big questions straight up, aren't we, Jay, man? And I sort of had a funny feeling that Mav was just trying to keep his cards close to his chest there.
Yeah.
And as you would expect.
Yeah, it might sound like a funny question, but, you know, guys, when they're as fast and as consistent as Maverick, you know, they often, you'll hear them talking, you know, that they wanted more, or, you know,
or something else.
Wasn't doing this or thing, but clearly a picture perfect night for Maverick.
For sure, Jay, man. Do you want to just send the pigeon out while I pay the bills here quickly? And look, paying the bills means we've got to thank people. We've got to thank you guys for joining us here for the live stream tonight and Match Fit Entertainment's broadcast with myself, Davo, and J-Man. But we've got to thank Rainlight Racing for bringing obviously their 2024 GT3 Season 6 to us. Round 1 tonight at Barcelona, a 2-hour race. It's been a cracking race. It's been brought to you by Simblacks, CrossCut Woodworks, True to Life Racing Designs, and Crossy 43. Hendo's in there as well. I'm going to mention your Hendo because you're right amongst it as well. But look, Simblacks, look, putting up some fantastic kit as a prize for this series. So you got to get involved, guys. They're going to spin the wheel at the end of the series. It's just not the winners of the series that are going to win this prize, but anybody that's involved in the series is look in the draw to win.
Did someone say winner?
That's winner. Also, what we got going on is that at the end of every night, everybody in the race, they spin the wheel again, you get a random $50 friggin' draw. J-Man, have we got a result tonight?
Yeah, we have. So the lucky man tonight was Kenneth Worcester.
Worcester, go
Yeah.
Kenneth.
Yeah, grabbed the $50 Prezi card. So well done to Ken. Well done on his race and his attendance, and obviously walks away with that $50 voucher for the night. So great time to turn up here and come and compete with these guys at Rainlight Racing.
Absolutely.
And be in the chance. So.
Absolutely, guys. Look, that has been a cracking round tonight, J-Man. We have 9 more rounds to go. Where are we next week, my friend?
So next week, we go to Brands Hatch for a 90-minute race.
90 minutes at Brands Hatch. We will
That should be good.
That will be good. We love Brands. Oh, look, it is a roller coaster, J-Man. And if round 1, what we've just watched tonight, is anything to go by, it's going to be epic as we would expect. Here at Rainlight 2024 GT3 Series, guys, get involved. There's prizes, there's money, there's $50 every night. Random win. Jump on board. Discord links are in the description. Get amongst it, guys. We are going to wrap it for the night, J-Man. It has been awesome to call it with you again. Glad to be back at Rainlight on a Monday night.
Yeah, thanks, Davo. Thanks, viewers. I'll sign out now. Appreciate you all and see you back. Same place next week.
See you next week at Brands.